how sweet to be an idiot.
Okay, this episode of The Brilliant Idiots is brought to you by Bevel, the first and only shaving system designed specifically for coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin, okay? Skin. Step up your shave game and say goodbye to razor bumps. Check out getbevel.com today. Use code IDIOTS to get 20% off your first month at getbevel.com. That's GETBEVEL.com. A salute to Tristan Walker.
Yes, thank you, Tristan.
I can't remember what I saw Tristan on, but it was something. Basically, Tristan getting some money.
Hey, get it.
Okay, and it's so funny that I just saw an article about how much influence and how much influence and money Tristan is out here. What's the word? Getting? Yeah.
How much influence he's getting or has?
He has and money he's getting. Pardon me, I'm so sleepy, but don't worry about it.
Good, man. It's been a long week.
But
sorry for having this episode come out late, by the way.
Yeah, but salute to Tristan.
Yeah, and also, this show is sponsored by Nature Box, okay? Nature Box ships great tasting, wholesome snacks right to your door. A lot of you already know. You guys are tweeting us the pictures of the things you got. I mean, we all know that they're delicious, so if you haven't got it yet, make sure you get it, man. You get to forget the vending machine and start snacking smarter with wholesome, delicious treats like dark cocoa almonds.
Word.
Support this podcast by ordering a free NatureBox sampler box at naturebox.com/idiots. That's right, free. NatureBox snacks are found at naturebox.com/idiots. Keep sending us pics and mix it up, man. I want to find some new stuff. You know, we already know about the Santa Fe corn sticks and the pineapples, man. So if you get something new and delicious from Nature Box, let us know, man.
And it's so amazing that we got 2 goddamn sponsorships before the start of the show,
That's
baby.
Right, baby. We're making money.
We out here printing this money, getting this fetty.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Now, let's start the show.
Let's go.
Yep, Charlamagne the God here.
Andrew Schultz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots. Welcome to another week of the Brilliant Idiots podcast. I don't know if this is coming out Thursday night. I don't know if this is Friday morning.
We're going to try our best to get it out tonight, man. We got a good team of people that are going to make it happen, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, me and Andrew Schultz are busy.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Like, well,
you're busy. I have to take my hat off to you, man. The schedule you keep is incredible. Explain what your day is, because I don't think people realize this. Explain to them what your day is.
All right, I get up at 3:45 in the morning. I'm at the radio station Power 105.1 to do the Breakfast Club by 5 most mornings.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, 5:15, something like that. After the radio show, of course, we may do interviews, but it is post-production that goes along with the radio station. So I'm out of there every day at noon. I'm at MTV 2 or MTV by like 1, and I'm usually there till like 6 or 7-ish. It's not really as hectic as it may seem.
But it's not about hectic. It's about from 5 to 7.
I'm on.
You're on.
On.
And that shit can get exhausting.
Gotta be on. All the time. Like, you know, my mouth is always running.
No coffee. No Molly.
Green tea. No Molly. Mine is always running. Mouth is always running. I'm just always running. But you know what? I look at people like Ryan Seacrest. I look at people like Steve Harvey. I look at people like Nick Cannon. And they utilize every hour in a 168-hour week. So I must do the same.
Yo, they say that about great minds. Like Albert Einstein apparently never slept. He just had these like micro naps.
Word.
Your boy at Facebook, what's his name?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg, like apparently, he'd go through these, 48-hour coding sessions. Like they say that the greats, for whatever reason, they don't need as much sleep. And when you think about it, what if you could use 20 hours of the day instead of 16? That's 20%. That's 25% more time you have to get shit done than everybody else.
You know what's so weird? I went to L.A., right? I was in L.A. maybe 2 months ago. And I was broadcasting from the iHeartMedia radio station in L.A. So, L.A. is 3 hours behind us.
Yeah.
But
so you were getting up
I got up at 3 in the morning. Well, I got up at 2 in the morning to be to the station by 3 in the morning to do the show. And all I kept thinking was, this would be amazing. Because I could do, if I lived in L.A.
Oh, you could go to sleep and have a regular life?
No, forget the regular life. I could do the radio show at 3 in the morning, be done by 7 L.A. time, and have the whole rest of the day to do more shit.
It's an audition.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
that would be fucking amazing.
Sleep for the dead, man.
It would be amazing. But, you got to use every 160 hours a week. I look at people like Ryan fucking Seacrest. He looks like he's 3 and 4 places at once.
Yeah.
I look at fucking...
I wonder if they're busier than you.
Absolutely.
Do you really think?
Okay, I'll say it like this: we're using the same amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same amount of busy, but Ryan has more on his shoulders because Ryan
more
is
responsibility.
more responsibility.
Yeah.
Ryan's producing shows.
Yeah.
He's getting $15 million to do American Idol. It's different.
Yo, that's when you start to understand Republicans. Like, you hear Republicans this whole time they're talking about like, a CEO, works way harder than somebody working a minimum wage job. Right?
True.
And then initially you go, oh, that's so stupid. He's getting $50 million. He's not working 50 times harder.
You understand the work that goes into that?
You know how much work it takes to make $200,000?
Seriously.
Imagine $50 million.
Come the fuck on, yo.
Bro, and 24 hours a day you working. There's no time where you're not on call.
Come the fuck on. Listen, man, this girl told me on Twitter yesterday, she goes, I don't know when you're going to start acting like you're the exception and not the rule. So I go, well, what is the rule? To be a failure? Because I feel like success...
The exception to the rule, not the rule. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like... The fuck am I trying to say? I'm tired.
You're trying to say that success takes
work.
No,
I'm trying to say that.
Nobody's guaranteed.
Success or failure is not promised.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So it's about what you go out there and do.
And the amount of work it takes to make it to that level where you're making, let's say, millions of dollars, you have that kind of success, right?
Yeah.
Even if you do have an advantage, let's say you have a slight advantage. Let's say your father or somebody who's in the business. You still need to work 20 hours a day. Are you willing to work 20 hours a day? That's what you need to ask yourself.
Absolutely.
Even if your dad gives you the opportunity, do you got 20 hours to work on it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if your uncle's in the business, do you got 20 hours you're going to put into it?
You know what people don't understand about nepotism? Nepotism only works when the person that you're passing it on to is good.
Got talent. Nepotism requires talent.
I can't let my son go run some shit. I mean, I don't have a son, but if I did, I can't go let him run some shit if he's no good at it.
Hey, look at kings, bro. Look at kingdoms. What always happens to these kingdoms? You have a dope-ass king who conquered the last one.
Yep.
He reigns supreme.
And then some punk-ass prince.
Punk-ass prince.
Lazy-ass, punk-ass prince.
No good for nothing prince.
Goddamn right.
And what happens to his ass? Head chopped off.
Chopped off.
You know what I mean? So you can say what you want about nepotism, dude, but you need a grind. And a lot of times I think what happens is you grow up in that family and you see your dad grind.
Absolutely.
You see your mom grind and you go, oh, this is what work is. That's what working hard is. I know Greg and I, in our family, our parents were always working. They had a small
Greg's
business.
Your brother.
My brother Greg, but they were always working. Like we would have dinner together and shit, but my mom's always doing this and my dad's always, they were 24 hours you're working. Yeah. So the concept of working hard to me is not anything crazy. It's just like, well, that's what you got to do if you want to work.
Absolutely. Nepotism only, like I said, nepotism only works when your child is actually good at what he does. Because look at Rev Run. JoJo been trying to rap forever.
Forget it.
I was fucking with JoJo. Not on that rap shit.
Who had a better chance of making it as a rapper?
Than Rev Run, son.
Than JoJo, bro.
What the fuck, yo? But Diggy
could rap.
Diggy could rap, and that's all it boils down to. Diggy was actually good. So guess what? If Rev Run makes a phone call and be like, yo, man, I want y'all to fuck with Diggy. Yeah. This is what he doing. Got this little fan base. All right, that makes sense. No, you can't. There's not a label there's not one record label Rev Run could convince to sign JoJo.
But Diggy get anywhere he wants.
Well, Diggy's with Atlantic.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all about if that person is good enough. And not just with nepotism, just any kind of privilege. You know what I'm saying? I can't look out for one of my boys if they're not good at what they do.
Absolutely. And when they are good at what they do, you can't wait to look out for them.
Can't wait to look out for them.
Because who does that make look better?
Me.
Exactly.
Come the fuck on.
Put your friends in a position to make them look better.
Listen, man, I got a homegirl right now, who I think is very amazing at what she does, and that's Paige.
Yep.
And
you always look out for Paige.
Yeah, because I think she's dope at what she does.
And she is good.
And she comes from a privileged life, but she doesn't let that privileged life define her. She goes out there and gets it on her own, right? So I had an opportunity on a new show that I could possibly be working on. I am working on.
Yeah.
And I had an opportunity for her. Boom. That's the first person I'm thinking about.
Yep.
Dude,
it
didn't work out for her, but
still, you put her in position.
There you go,
dude. Akash. Akash, he was on Wild 'N Out. He was on
exactly.
He's gonna be on Guy Code this season with us, and Akash, a buddy of mine that I grew up, doing stand up with, basically, and I had a writing opportunity on that dating show. I bullied him into the hookup, bullying him to write on that. Jobs That Don't Suck, writing opportunity, got him on that. You know what I mean? Now he's a talented dude. MTV people start to see he's talented. They give him an opportunity Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I put him there. it took MTV's people noticing talent and it took him being talented to get it. But I tried to do everything I could to put him in position.
You did put him in position. You're his friend. You look out for him.
I'll do that, man. Yeah.
And that's all it takes sometimes. You do need people to put you in position sometimes. And once you get put in that position, it's up to you to earn your motherfucking keep. Now, another reason I'm very tired this week is because my good friend Andrew Schultz has exhausted the fuck out of me. This conversation is... What's today? I don't know what today is. It's either Thursday or Friday.
Before we get into this, can I just really quickly say one thing? Thank you, everybody who came out to the shows in Minnesota. I really appreciate you. All the Brilliant Idiots fans. That was dope. Especially this one guy came and gave us a couple of MP3 players. I'm gonna give to you. He said he inspired
MP3 players.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where he even found that shit, but he said that we inspired him to start a podcast with his boys, and I appreciate him listening. And everybody does that.
Ain't nobody listening to your fuck ass podcast. I'm just fucking with you. What's his name?
I think Terrence might have been.
Terrence.
His name.
Salute to Terrence. Every black guy's name is not Terrence. The other guy you met in Charlotte, you said his name was Terrence.
There's a 40% chance it is. So I'm going off of percentages now. And then I want to say I'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Thanksgiving weekend. So that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be at the Tempe Improv. So come check me out.
Is that what you like? You like working on holidays?
That's what I'm getting. You know what I mean? Like, so if they want to send me there, I'll take the work, man. I'm like I said, like I work hard. So if you're gonna put me there, I'm gonna do it, and we're gonna have some people come out, and we'll be blessed.
There's nothing you can get me to do to work on a holiday.
Well, it's after Thursday is Thanksgiving. Yeah. Friday I'm gonna be there. Saturday. Sunday. I'm not doing it Thanksgiving night.
So you'll be in New York Thursday.
I'll be in New York with the family.
Oh yeah, me too. I'll be in South Carolina all motherfucking.
Oh yeah, you're giving out the turkeys.
Well, no, I'm going to South Carolina this Saturday, November 22nd. I'll be at my alma mater. It's so weird. The place a school I got expelled from. Berkeley High School. I am now motherfucking doing a big community give back. I'm giving away turkeys, free health screenings. It's a coat drive. We got, lunch and stuff for the kids and the families when they come. Coupons from Bilo.
Oh shit!
All kind of shit, man. It's a big to do down there, So salute to everybody in Moncks Corner, South Carolina. I'll see y'all Saturday at noon.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Now back to me being exhausted, right?
Both of us.
Both of us. We exhausted each other.
Incredibly exhausted.
Yes. This is what you need to understand. The Brilliant Idiots is a podcast that y'all may hear once a week for 100 million minutes. But it's actually something that goes on every day. Monday through Sunday, we are debating something. Duval is on much more of the real life podcast
than he is on
the actual podcast.
It's a triangle of anger, really, is what it is.
I don't even know how it started. I don't know how it started. But the topic of discussion
Cosby allegedly was raping people. That's how it started.
We're going to get to that.
Okay.
But the topic of discussion was, who's more relevant, Bill Cosby or Hannibal Buress?
Okay.
Now, Hannibal Buress is the comedian who has ruined Bill Cosby's life. I fuck with Hannibal. I think he's a very funny dude, smart dude. But I never saw him fucking up Bill Cosby's life coming.
Yeah. And he didn't want to fuck up. I think we should point that out. I don't think that was the goal to joke. I don't think he realized how much influence he had, to be honest with you.
If you know Hannibal, you know he's kind of quiet, actually.
He's quiet. He's chill. He's fucking cool, He reminds me of Mr. Magoo. It's this old cartoon called Mr. Magoo. This little guy with these little squinty, beady eyes. Yeah. That's fucking Hannibal Buress. So if you don't know, Hannibal was in Philadelphia, Bill Cosby's hometown. I guess he had been working on this routine for a while where basically he says, who the fuck is Bill Cosby to chastise somebody? He's a rapist. He basically said the bit was something like, Cosby is kind of smug and he looks down on people for cursing in comedy. He's like, you guys shouldn't curse in comedy. And then Hannibal goes, yeah, I might curse in comedy, but at least I don't rape people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
very fucked up. To me, and this is coming from Charlemagne the God, the Prince of pissing people off, ruler, rubbing you the wrong way, architect aggravation. I'm going to tell you why I think it's fucked up. Number one, I don't know if, to say somebody's a rapist, dog, that's a hell of an allegation. If he would have said alleged.
Even alleged. Like, here's the one thing issue, and then we learned that this week. Rape is the one thing where the second you accuse somebody of it, they're guilty.
They're guilty. Listen.
The second you accuse.
I've had a rape charge. Me.
That's right. Yeah.
Charlemagne the God.
Yeah.
Back in 2000. It's so funny because my cousin, who's now a cop, Kente Palmer, he's the one. He's helped actually.
I know Kente.
Yeah, you know Kente. Yeah. Kente's arranging the helping me arrange the turkey drive this weekend. But that's my cousin. He's younger than me. But in the year 2001, it was actually he graduated high school. He got a full scholarship to Penn State because he was great in football, wide receiver. Right, great.
Are you sure that's why he got the scholarship to Penn State?
I mean, I don't know anything
He
about
didn't
him and
have that
Sandusky.
fat ass?
That is a running joke in our family.
That he got that fat ass.
No, that he got molested at Penn State because he actually left to transfer to the Citadel after a couple of years at Penn State.
He couldn't take it anymore.
He couldn't take that goddamn
That
fucking
ginger dick.
Yeah, there you go. But see, there we go. We're making it's all alleged. It's just an alleged rumor amongst the family. So Kente, I had a party right for Kente because he was graduating, getting his scholarship. So it was Kente, a bunch of my other little cousins, a bunch of my guys. We rented out these log cabins in this place called Short Stay in Moncks Corner, South Carolina. A couple of girls I know through a homeboy of mine came. There's a bunch of girls there. You know, we're all drinking, having a good time, getting high, blah, 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 this and that. I bounced. I ain't really got no reason to stay. It was past midnight, 1 o'clock, or whatever. When I leave, I get a phone call. Yo, this girl's in here wilding, yo. Like, what you mean she's wilding? She kicked a hole in the wall. She threw a TV on the ground. She's trying to set the seats on fire. I'm like, what the fuck, is she drunk? Hell yeah, I think she's drunk. Call the police. Like, what the fuck? Call the fucking police. Why are you calling me? Call 911, right?
What are you going to do?
So 5 minutes later, the police are there. Boom. Right? Police are there. Girl goes, somebody tried to rape me. She said somebody raped me. Like, somebody raped you? Who the fuck raped you? Right? I'm like, I'm going to sleep. No, matter of fact, this is the next morning.
I remember you telling me, you went to the precinct and you were like, I take responsibility.
So the next morning I get the phone call, you know, okay, the police came, the girl said somebody tried to rape her. I'm like, what? I remember it vividly.
Before they even said the rape. This is when you told me, so you said you went to the precinct, you said,
this is before.
I take responsibility.
I'm getting all that.
Okay.
So they called me that morning. My homeboys told me that she got raped. I remember it vividly because it was June 8th, 2001. Yeah. My guy, Scrap, God bless the dead, he died in a car accident that night. Okay. So I got 2 phone calls. One, the girl saying she got raped. The other, Scrap saying he dead. I'm like, well, not Scrap saying he dead, but they saying Scrap's dead. I'm like, holy the fuck shit. So I drive to Kitfield. That's my like my father and everybody lives at. And my cousins is out there. And I'm like, yo, what happened last night? And they're like, yo, shit got crazy, yo. Girl said he raped her. Kente's in jail. I'm like, the fuck is Kente in jail for? You know what Kente's in jail for. Kente's in jail, you know, because y'all had that fucking party last night and girls was out there saying they got raped. Now, mind you, this is my cousin who didn't get invited to the fucking party because he's a fucking scumbag, right? Okay. So I immediately drive to the fucking police department. Get to the police department. I'm talking to the detective. I'm like, look, man, I take full responsibility for anything that happened. I heard that it was a rape or something that went down. I'm not taking responsibility for that because I don't know anything about no rape. But this guy that y'all got locked up, he had nothing to do with it, yada, yada, yada. This fucking sneaky ass cop sitting there talking to me. She said, is this like a statement? I said, I mean, if you need me to give a statement, what is the statement? She was like, it was your party. Like, it was absolutely my party. She goes, it was minors in there drinking. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know anything about that. I just, got the cabins, whatever. She goes, and it was a young lady who got raped, and she was underage. I'm like, underage? What you mean underage? She was 16.
Is there an age for rape?
She was 16. She was 16 or 17, whatever. So I go, holy the fuck shit. Then she goes, and we didn't make any arrests. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you didn't make no arrests? She said, we don't have anybody arrested, but your cousin, his name is Kente. Right? So check it. My fucking cousin in Kitfield was lying.
So you ended up snitching on Kente without even
No.
trying.
I ended up snitching on me.
And Kente, though, because you said I
wasn't worried about Kente.
Okay.
They wasn't. That was nothing. That was just a name.
So there was no arrest made or
no
anything.
arrest made.
Oh, what a
I go down there and give this whole fucking statement. I mean, I didn't tell them I was going to the police department either. So I make this whole fucking statement, whatever. 2 weeks later, they come and arrest me for criminal sexual conduct with a minor. 2 weeks later. So I'm guilty until I got to prove myself innocent. And how I had to prove myself innocent, I had to give saliva, had to give blood. They're like, no, it wasn't his DNA.
Well, they did a kit on her.
They did the whole shit, absolutely.
Oh, fuck. So
thank God they did.
Who raped her? Wax was
Nobody,
there?
No, Wax was Nobody ever confessed.
That's when it started.
Nobody ever confessed. Yeah. So, you know what I did? Mm-hmm. The people who were there, who never confessed to it, who watched me go through this whole deal, I stopped fucking with them.
Boom.
Stop fucking with them. Period. Because the least you can let me know is something happened.
They were quiet the whole fucking time.
They
were gonna let you take a rape beef.
No, I ain't nobody. I didn't touch nobody. Ain't nobody did nothing. Yada yada yada. Somebody clearly did something.
So you're lucky that one, you weren't popping.
I wasn't
'Cause
popping.
If you were popping,
it was bad.
it's a
bad.
rat. Now, were you already on radio and shit?
Yes, I was doing part-time. I was doing Saturday nights on Z93 Jams in Charleston at the time.
And no social media.
Nah, it's 2001.
Because, hey, social media and being popular, if you catch that fucking rape charge, it's over for
Was
you,
it 2001? No, it was. Yeah, it was either 2000 or 2001. I think it was 2001. I don't remember now. I think it was 2001. I just remember it was June 8th. But the moral of the story is, poor Bill Cosby doesn't even have the luxury of being proved innocent because he hasn't been arrested. There's nothing. It's just hearsay.
It's allegation.
It's all allegation.
But that's what we were saying. The second you get a rape or molestation charge, like not even charge. The second anybody even says it, you're guilty.
Absolutely.
So that's why we need to be careful when we make these statements. No, I never thought about it. As me as a comedian, I'm going, hey, you're a comedian, you can make whatever joke you want to make.
Not nowadays.
But, shit, bro, it's a different thing. When you say somebody rapes them, you got to be sure that they fucking raped somebody.
And he said rape. He didn't say allegedly raped.
But dog, even if he says allegedly raped,
I'd rather, because it is alleged.
It is alleged, but it's still like once you put that out there. Granted, I'm a comedian, so I'm going, hey man, say whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, but
I have no problem with facts. The fact is, he's an alleged rapist.
Now, do you think he did anything? You think he raped people?
Listen, man, I think where there's smoke, there's fire. But then I also have to take into consideration his celebrity, because if you do accuse a guy of something, and he's only settled with one person from what I've read. He settled with one girl. You settle once, more people will come up and try to get a motherfucking payday.
Yeah.
Why not? Listen, ask Little Duval. I used to always say if I ever got on hard times, I would say Tyler Perry raped me.
What is hard time?
Like if shit ever like.
I thought that was a show. I don't know. Locked up hard times.
I used to have a joke in my mind. We used to be sitting around, like
Tyler Perry raped me, dog.
Like if I get broke, I'm gonna say Tyler Perry raped me.
Tyler Perry raped me.
And that's some shit we smoke and drink and laugh about. But some people really think that way. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying this is what I'm saying about the Bill Cosby situation. I don't know.
Let's talk about some facts about this Bill Cosby situation.
Okay.
One, isn't it surprising that there are that many girls that didn't want to fuck Bill Cosby?
Yes.
This is let's describe how famous this motherfucker was.
Bill Cosby.
People are young now; they don't understand.
In the paper today,
please explain how famous Cosby was.
In the paper today, the New York Post, it said the fall of America's dad.
Think about that. America's and this is in the
father.
80s. This is a black dude, mind you. This is how beloved Bill Cosby was. He was allegedly raping white chicks, bro. Like this is.
Listen, that's some shit that when they said that
dude,
they said he got accused of this in 1969. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
You're a black guy in 1960.
No
I don't
way.
care how many fucking knit sweaters you
I
want.
don't give a shit. I don't care how funny you are. I don't care how much celebrity you got. No white woman is going to say this black motherfucker tried to rape me in 1969, 5 years after the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was motherfucking signed to abolish segregation. No way they letting Bill Cosby walk. I don't believe that shit.
You think white people are going to be like, hush up, lady. This guy's going to make us millions. Fuck out of here.
Maybe. If it was that, I don't know.
They will throw people under the...
Yeah, I think so.
But because look at the way they're throwing Cosby under the bus now.
Right now.
Now, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve... Let's say this happened and maybe he deserves everything that's coming to him. Allegedly.
If it happened, he deserves everything he's
getting. If it happened. But, the thing that we saw today, that little video that we're on the ride here.
With the Associated Press.
The AP put out this video of him asking the interviewer not to air
it.
The segment or the section of the interview where he was asked about the rape allegations.
And he said no comment. We don't respond to that.
No comment. We don't respond to that. And then asked him politely, hey, would you cut that out of the interview?
Yeah.
And then the guy basically lied to his face and say, I can ask my editors. Maybe my editors will do that. Aired that shit right out.
Let me tell you something, man. I watched that video, and for a man sitting next to his wife.
Ooh, that was what was brutal, bro.
Being asked about raping other girls. I'm going to be totally honest about it. This is just Charlamagne the God's opinion. Bill Cosby, that is not the face of a guilty man. That was not the talk of a guilty man. He looked like he was so confident that he didn't do anything. He was just like, no comment. He didn't say, I don't want to talk about it. He said, we don't talk about that. And I'm going to tell you something, man.
He said wife and him
we don't talk about that. You know why? I know some people who will not even entertain a lie. because they say there's no reason to. I was always taught that the truth needs no defense, only witnesses. I was always taught that.
Interesting.
So when I see Bill Cosby talking, I'm sitting there looking like, I swear he don't look like he's lying at all. He's sitting by his wife. You sitting by your wife, somebody bring up you fucking other girls, your legs start twitching, something. Either Bill Cosby's really, really good or he's really, really innocent.
You know what I'm trying to think about? What you said about that, like the truth. The truth doesn't need oxygen to breathe. You know, like you know how fire needs oxygen.
Yeah.
Right? That's what social media has done.
Yes. It gives the lie oxygen.
It gives the lie the oxygen it needs. If it's back in the day where it's just newspapers and TV, they're not going to report the same thing over and over again.
Nope.
We already got that out there, but they will meme this motherfucker to every Jello pudding rapist fucking meme that there possibly can be. Yo, man,
let me ask you a question. You're a comedian, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a comedian, would you have done what Hannibal did?
If I thought that joke was funny, I would have done it. Yeah, man. In retrospect, it's a lot different, bro.
That joke has ruined
Bill
Cosby's life and could possibly kill Bill Cosby. I see a Joe Paterno situation coming.
Yeah, possibly.
I really do, because they're going to take away. Only thing will probably keep him alive is his stand-up, because he's still on the road.
But look at the things he got.
This week, Netflix,
NBC.
Gone, his special. NBC sitcom coming out next year, gone. TV Land dropped reruns of The Cosby Show. Jesus fucking Christ, yo. Now, he's still doing his stand-up, but how do you go on the road
knowing everybody is looking at you?
Come on.
How do you do a show without addressing that?
That's what I'm saying. So he might end up having to cancel his fucking gig.
And here's the thing. This is not like music. Stand-up is not like music where, we thought, people thought Michael touched the kids.
Yeah.
But really, you're just like, if he hits that moonwalk, I forgive him.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
But even with music, you can go on that stage, turn Thriller up loud as a motherfucker,
and then we good.
drown the crowd out.
The second you hit this shit right here and start to move, you forgot about
Bill Cosby, 77.
You got to talk to them.
He's on stage. If he pauses for 1 second, rapist! 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 If he pauses for 1 moment, you Michael Jackson, you could turn off the wall, back up loud as a motherfucker.
That's it. You turn it right over that heckler.
You R. Kelly, turn that Step in the Name of Love up.
It's the remix to Ignition.
The heckler could be in the office yelling, pedophile! He looks like this.
Fuck it.
R. Kelly can point at him like,
the second Thriller comes on, he's like, pedophile. Oh shit, that's my shit. I'll get back to it after.
R. Kelly can point at him, you went to it, ain't you? Not that a comedy show. 77-year-old at a comedy show. Rapist! That's fucked up, man.
Fuck, man.
Hannibal, you ruined Bill Cosby's life, yo.
And he didn't intend to. Unintentionally.
He did it unintentionally, and I bet you he wish he could take it back.
Absolutely.
Now. So we got into the argument.
Okay.
Who's more relevant?
Hannibal
Buress or Bill Cosby?
Now, this is prior to rape allegations.
Prior to rape allegations.
So, and my argument was relevancy, and this is what we've basically learned throughout the week, but you have to put brackets around relevancy. You have to put a timeline around it. My argument was he is more relevant in terms of stand-up comedy now. Mm-hmm. Meaning Hannibal put out more specials. He's in comedy shows. He's doing comedy and he's one show on Comedy Central, one show with Eric Andre on Adult Swim or whatever.
Comedy Central?
Yeah, he's like featured I think in Broad City a bunch, and he's done a bunch of like features. He's in the comedy world. People are talking about him. Granted, maybe people in Arkansas don't know about him as much, but in the comedy world, I think he's feeding the machine more than Cosby is.
I think Bill Cosby is a cultural landmark. Mm-hmm. I think he is an icon. I think he's lost more this week than Hannibal has ever done in his fucking life.
Absolutely.
And I love Hannibal.
Sure.
So it's just like, there's no way he's more relevant than Bill Cosby. If Hannibal was to rape a girl. If Hannibal was to rape a girl tomorrow, God forbid, I'll be accused of rape.
Yeah.
It would not be what the story Bill Cosby is right now.
But again, everything that Cosby
all right, maybe though, because now he's a hypocrite. Because everybody's looking at him as some fucking. You got Barbara Bowman. I think that's her name. The girl who said Bill Cosby raped her. She's championing,
applauding
Hannibal like a freedom fighter. Yes.
Oh, no,
so that's the other thing. Hannibal has to walk on eggshells.
Because you don't want to become the freedom fighter, and they're waiting to take you down.
He can't even talk bad about girls no more. Hannibal, I can't ever remember any of this in his routine, but he can't get on stage and call girls bitches. He can't talk about girls being hoes. He cannot talk down on women now because of the stance he took against Bill Cosby.
Why is that?
He looked like a hypocrite. He's a freedom fighter. He's a champion of women. Oh, you stood up against a guy that you probably couldn't have stood up from. You didn't care about your career. No, he was just really trying to make a joke. That's number one. Number two, you look like the freedom fighter champion of all women. So how can you do that, then turn around and talk bad about women? How?
I think as long as you don't rape them, you can still do it. I really feel that way. Like, as long as you stay away from raping them, I think you can say whatever you want. And you might even be able to use it to your advantage. Like, if someone says, you hate women, I go, I hate women. Well, who the hell called out Bill Cosby on what he did against what, you know, maybe he has carte blanche. All I'm saying is, everything that, obviously Cosby is a cultural icon, and obviously he has all these things going on, like you said, and all these things have been taken away from him were things in the past. Right, the NBC shows in the future. Once that show pops off, the
Netflix special is called "I'm 77" or some shit like that.
Okay,
brand new special. Getting pulled. TV Land, of course, the Cosby Show. That's the other thing. His catalog is so much better than Hannibal's.
Way better. I'm not comparing the career of Hannibal to Cosby. I'm just comparing what they're doing in the moment now.
In the moment, Bill Cosby, man. Bill Cosby got.
But he's not doing anything.
If Bill was to sue Hannibal right now, what would he be suing Hannibal for?
I'm not saying money, because Bill has all his money from past endeavors. You know, I'm talking about what he's feeding the machine with right now.
NBC show got pulled.
But it's not on TV yet, so he's not getting paid.
But he had the deal coming out next year.
But he's not on TV yet.
The TV Land shit was the Cosby show that got pulled, but that's old.
Old.
The Netflix special.
But it's not on yet. And when those are on, he's immediately more relevant than any other comedian, including Chris Rock. But before those come on,
I can't agree with that. Because if you can turn it on that easy, that shows how relevant you are.
That shows you're an icon. But it doesn't show that you're relevant in the moment. That's my point.
Okay, and I've learned this week. I've heard I had a couple people tell me this, that relevancy is subjective. It's subjective to two things.
I agree with that.
The culture you live and what's going on in your life at the moment. Because the other thing we argued about was NCIS and girls. I don't watch NCIS at all.
And we need to explain what NCIS is to people who are watching, because maybe they don't even know what that is.
I don't believe they don't know. NCIS is the biggest drama in the world show.
20 million viewers.
And I don't watch it, but I'm so aware of it. 20 million viewers a week. Couple spin-off shows with LL and all of that shit. That shit is literally the biggest drama in the world. The only other shows that are bigger than NCIS is Big Bang Theory and motherfucking Sunday Night Football or some stupid shit like that.
I think football is the only other show.
That's the only shit. Football and Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
So I don't watch it, but I'm aware of it. I watch Girls, but I know Girls isn't as big as NCIS. Now, we talked about numbers. Schultz doesn't believe that numbers are relevancy, but I don't
believe they directly reflect relevancy.
I think they do, yo.
And here's why. I'll explain why. If you look at Girls or you look at Game of Thrones, right? The actors from those shows, because of their cultural relevancy, are doing movies. They're starring and headlining in movies. So I could take multiple actors from both of those shows and show you where they're headlining films. And to me, that says that they're hot in the industry. Granted, like you just said, which I didn't think about before, which is its relevancy is subjective to different aspects of culture, right? So maybe they're more relevant to Hollywood because it's what's young and hot.
Yeah.
Opposed to NCIS, which is basically people in the twilight of their careers. LL's in the twilight of his acting career. The guy across from LL, Twilight, Scott Bakula, Mark Harmon. These people are done doing film, and maybe they're going to collect this check, etc. But I still feel like Girls and Game of Thrones are more, and Walking Dead, even though they don't do as big numbers as NCIS, they're still more culturally relevant.
I think they are to us.
To us.
I think they are to
Granted,
us.
yeah.
I really do. I just think they are to us. Even when I was looking at social media, because that's another thing we was debating about, because social media makes things seem so extremely relevant because it's in the moment.
Social media will trick you into thinking shit is a bigger deal than it is.
Yeah, but when you really, and I don't want to say not in the bigger scheme of things, but when you go look at shit like, you go look at the Aaliyah movie. The Aaliyah movie had like 900-something thousand tweets. Or Walking Dead had 900-something thousand tweets in a span of a month or some shit like that. The Flash had like over 1 million tweets. That's really not a lot of people.
Okay.
In the bigger scheme of things. But when you're looking at social media, it's 1 million people on your timeline. It seems like you're talking to so many motherfuckers. If I only follow 1,500 people, and we're all of the same demographic, age group, of course Love and Hip Hop's gonna look like the biggest shit in the world.
That's the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course motherfucking Aaliyah movie's gonna look like the biggest shit in the world.
I got you. How about this? Of course Beyonce's mom looks amazing at the wedding, at Solange's wedding.
She is beautiful, though.
She's beautiful, but you would think that was the only thing that happened that day.
That wasn't even top Yeah, it was top 4. I'm about to say that was top 4 stories of the day.
But the people
Not
who
really,
watch
though.
NCIS don't even know who the fuck Beyonce's mom is. But everybody's tweeting, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, look at Beyonce! Oh my God, she's so bad. Look
Yeah.
at her. How the hell is she? So this, that, the other."
Yeah.
So me, I'm watching this like, "Oh my God, maybe this is a news story. Maybe something crazy happened." Nobody gave a fuck about
Nobody
that.
gave a fuck.
That's our little bubble.
Nobody gave a fuck. And you know what makes the stories bigger? Like we said with social media, people that'll go reenact that photo. Like it was people that reenacted that. Kim Kardashian reenacted the salon photo today. So it makes the story go on longer and
Chelsea
longer.
Handler reenacted the Kim K photo.
Exactly, which kept it going. We forgot about the Kim K shit.
Yeah, wow, Beyonce's mom.
Think
shut
about
down
how
Kim
hot
K
the
shit.
Kim K shit was.
Yeah.
Who shut? No, somebody else shut down Kim K. Was it Cosby? Nah, Aaliyah movie.
Oh yeah, I didn't even watch them. I have no interest in this movie. I didn't understand why people were so excited about Aaliyah. I don't know.
I mean, listen.
What
Aaliyah,
is the allure of Aaliyah? Was she that great? I didn't even think she was even that good a singer.
I mean, she wasn't the greatest singer in the world, but
She
she was
could
a great
dance or
entertainer.
something?
She was a great entertainer. I mean, to be honest with you, and I love Aaliyah, I don't feel like she deserved the movie. I'm not. But put it like this: I'm not gonna say what somebody deserves. All I'm saying is, like we have talked about on this podcast, if you die a tragic death as a celebrity,
They're gonna
you'll
make a movie.
probably get a movie. La Bamba. Like, for real.
Motherfucker had one hit.
Like seriously,
He
La
had
Bamba.
one hit.
But that plane crash.
Hey,
Hey, Selena,
Selena, that's right. Wow.
Biggie,
Hey, you know what? It's
Pac
not,
got one coming.
bro. It's not worth to live like a long life if you're an entertainer.
Left Eye died in a car accident. If you die a tragic death as a celebrity, you get in the movie.
You know how great you got to be as an entertainer for them to make a movie of you and you're still alive.
Who's done that?
Let's think.
There's some water. Who's done that?
Um,
Nobody. Who? I can't think of anybody.
hold on.
They got the Whitney Houston biopic coming.
Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook movie. Think about what he had to do. He
wasn't a celebrity,
revolutionized the internet. Oh yeah, he wasn't a celebrity,
Yeah.
but granted, he revolutionized the internet, and they made a movie about this motherfucker. Like you need to be great to
Yeah,
be
you gotta be
alive,
great.
and they make a fucking
Yeah, you
movie
got to be
about you.
amazing.
Biggie dead,
Biggie
Pac
died.
dead.
Pac died. I mean, the only reason I say let me say why I don't feel like Aaliyah deserved the movie.
Go.
I don't see, and it's the movie that made me feel like that. I don't see the layers in her life that you could write a great story around her life. Like, okay, she got married to R. Kelly when she was 15.
Did they show R. Kelly fucking her at 15 years old?
They didn't show all that, but they showed them, being married. Oh no, it was quick though. But it's like she married R. Kelly at a young age and she died in the plane crash. That's not a movie, dog.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect, but
You need more.
you need more, man. It was a great documentary.
Yeah, just make an hour-long
It was
documentary.
it
put
really
on
was a great
VH1,
documentary.
Boom.
They showed the documentary after the movie.
And that was better.
It was much
Do
better.
it behind the music. That's what that is. That's a behind the music.
That's a behind the music. It wasn't worthy of a movie, and it was a horrible movie at that. I mean, the movie was totally trash.
People were ripping it, but you knew people were going to rip it. They were ready to rip it. Like, nobody was going to be happy with this fucking movie. You know when people go into things like, I'm going to hate this
But
movie.
it really was that bad.
Agreed.
And I've never seen, usually things are polarizing. Like a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. Right. I've never seen 98% of the people hate something as much as they hated this goddamn Aaliyah movie. Like it was really that bad. Like it was like Lifetime Sharknado.
Yeah, but it wasn't intending to be stupid.
Yeah, it was supposed to be good. It was seriously good.
You know how I knew it was bad? Because Duval made a post where he was saying, this woman's actually a talented woman, and I think that we're being a little bit hard on her. When Duval gets sensitive about somebody, that's how you know that she's going through tons of hate.
Hey, it wasn't her fault, man. But hey.
You can't turn down the roll.
We got to sell something, right?
We absolutely do. We got to sell these shavers, man. You got to get clear, smoother skin with Bevel, Charlemagne. Who doesn't want that, man?
I got it.
I mean, Bevel is the first and only shaving system created for men with coarse, curly hair. Coarse, curly. Dermatologist tested by Dr. Michelle Henry. 4 out of 5 men reported reduced razor bumps, discoloration, and irritation. Maybe that's the trick Charlemagne's not telling us. He says it's dermatology, but
Actually,
maybe it's Bevel.
My dermatologist said to me, you don't have any razor bumps. And I said, yeah, because I use Bevel.
Boom. There it is.
It's created by Tristan Walker. a young entrepreneur who wanted to serve a unique need in the marketplace. And ladies, Bevel is the perfect gift for this time of year. Dad, brothers, husbands. The presentation and packaging alone is impressive. It actually does look like a trophy.
Oh,
it looks like an award you won.
It looks like a like a basket that they give you when you
Yes.
go to the Oscars or something like
in
that.
the gifting suite.
Yeah, it looks like you need 2 keys to open it, like a nuclear bomb case or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can unbox the Bevel kit. It feels like an event. The starter kit comes with a safety razor, shaving brush, blades, priming oil, shave cream, and a cooling restoring balm.
That restoring balm is dope, man.
You love it.
I love that
that's what you put on
restoring
your
balm.
dick.
I put it on my chest
Okay.
when I have a cold. All right, it's time to upgrade your shaving routine. So check out getbevel.com today. Use code IDIOTS to get 20% off your first month and getbevel.com. That's GETBEVEL.com. Yo, we have a special guest today, man.
He looks like a professional wrestler.
You know, he used to be an underground MMA fighter. That's what a lot of people don't know
Holy
about
shit.
Dante,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
This is Dante Nero. This is my boy, comedian, now actor, successful actor. This is a
Thespian.
new,
Thespian
excuse
now.
me, a thespian.
No,
but
but you said he was an underground MMA fighter, and you say that's what a lot of people don't know. He looks like an underground MMA fighter.
That's
He
right.
looks like some type of fighter. What are you talking
sorry, a
about?
lot of people don't know he's a comedian and an actor.
Got you.
Everybody knows that he's had some fighting in his background.
you.
Yeah. No, but Dante, I'm glad you came on the show. We've been trying to hook up and go on your podcast.
yeah.
You do a podcast called The Beige Phillips Show,
Yeah.
which everybody should check out. Where you basically teach dudes how to I don't know.
Well,
how
I in the '90s, I did a little. I was a personal manager
okay.
of
pimp.
some young ladies.
You were a
Yeah,
pimp
I was a
in the
pimp.
You was a pimp. You was teaching these girls how to properly manage their pussy.
Exactly. So
Okay.
I did that for about 6-7 years in the '90s.
Okay.
And so I was always a dude that when dudes had problems with their girl or their wife or whatever, they
Talk
would
to
always.
me. Yeah.
And then so I
What, you would
just
smack him up or what?
well, I mean this is
Emotionally
real,
smack 'em
real,
up.
Real pimping is the control of their mind.
Got you.
So what I started doing was taking pimp principles and applying it to square relationships. That was the whole.
So what is square relationships?
That's
Like
just-
square
Yeah,
people?
like just regular relationships. Like this,
Okay.
my girl, this my wife. I live with
Oh,
her.
got you.
Like that, where they think that the principles are different, but it's really not. It's the same principle.
I'm all about pimp principles. I don't like the word pimp. I prefer proper pussy management.
And personal manager.
PPM. You got to teach these girls how to
That's-
properly manage their pussy.
That's his management company, is PPM, and he for real will tell girls this shit.
Let me say this first, Charlamagne. I've been a fan for a minute. Like I really am a fan. And here's the turning point where I was like, I gotta meet this dude. I was listening to the podcast. Y'all were talking about YouTube stars, right? And you told this story about how when you came up, you always wanted to be on Arsenio.
Yeah.
And then you finally got on Arsenio, and Terrio was next to you.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is
That's the truth.
What
man.
is the whole point of all that I've done?
All my years of working in
work
radio,
trying to get up in the
busting
game,
my ass.
and Terrio is killing.
All
Kill
your
him.
work
A
was-
fat kid was his cousin is going.
Ooh,
kill him. Kill him.
Couldn't even afford an outfit to be there. He had on Arsenio's robe. He had the robe on that they give you in the motherfuckers. I ain't mad at the little
Right,
motherfucker.
right,
But it's just like, God damn, yo.
Yeah, the game is fucked
The
up.
game is fucked
and
up, man.
Andrew was like, well, you know what's hot? What's hot? I was like, no, it's the game is fucked up.
But we need to accept the game is fucked up. You're not going to be able to change the game. You know what I mean?
Here's the only thing that is consistent though. Change.
Change.
Changes.
Absolutely.
So this shit has got to swing back
Absolutely.
to where talented motherfuckers.
Hey, talent
gets-
prevails.
Sure.
Talent always, when the cream rises to the top, it's just going to get there different ways. You know, Terrio's not on Arsenio because of his talent. He's there because he's hot.
I listen to the pod. I know what you're thinking.
Monica
but
Lewinsky was famous.
But here's what I'm saying. When I heard you, I was like, all right, this I can fuck with this nigga.
Yeah.
Right? I can definitely fuck
Look,
with.
I agree
'Cause
with you.
I
It's
appreciate
tough.
that,
You know
man.
what I mean? I don't want that guy to be on the same platform as me, obviously, because I feel like I've worked a lot harder.
It cheapens what you do.
Of course,
Sure.
absolutely.
Because they see Terrio and they see you and they're like, okay, which one of these guys is the loser? What if they don't know you?
Right.
Yeah, you and him
'Cause-
should
'cause
not.
those-
You both on Arsenio.
Those platforms like Arsenio are supposed
Right.
to be for people
whoever achieved
Accomplish
some.
something.
Right.
There you go.
So, but here.
But if you look at a lot of these shows, like the co-star of Jimmy Kimmel is the security guard. The co-star of Chelsea Handler is the short, fat Mexican dude who's hilarious.
Chewy.
Chewy, who they're hilarious, and they both do a great job. Now, granted, are they as talented as us, given what we can do in our lives? No, we put a lot more years in, but for whatever reason, that shit works.
Okay, I feel that, but we're talking about Terrio. That's a different...
Terrio's a great talent. Who could kill him like Terrio?
If he was a character on somebody's show, I'd be like, all right, cool.
All right, whatever.
Terrio's bigger than a show. You can't contain him in 30 minutes. You need to give him the whole internet.
I'm trolling right now. I'm trolling right now. And I'm bald-headed.
Terrio fell off. Terrio has proved he's not relevant.
Listen, Terrio cannot fall. He rolled off. Terrio rolled right off of stardom.
He was a social media fad.
He was there with Smurda, though. He was there with Bobby Smurda.
Oh, at the BET Awards.
Yeah. In a tight, shiny white shirt.
Got him. Get him.
Whatever.
Ooh, kill him.
Now,
But here's what it was, too. That it was the integrity of recognizing that. You understand what I'm saying? That there's a certain level of integrity that you operate on all fronts, and then you expect that will pay off. And people who don't have that integrity should not be in the same even in the same genre.
Hey, I agree with you, but you know what I look at when I do those kind of situations where I'm there with someone who I know I put a lot more effort in?
Sure.
I go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show everybody why this person shouldn't be in the same platform.
Anyway.
But here's the thing, and that's what happens when you and Terrio on the show. Nobody is talking about Terrio after that interview.
I don't know, dog.
They're talking about what you said. They're going to quote the shit that you say.
Yeah,
I mean, if you even look at the shows we do, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? The things that people quote, the things that people talk about, come from the people who have talent. It's not even talent. It's like your ability to communicate with the people. So eventually we're going to go, oh, wait a minute, this kid's just fat.
Yeah,
and he goes,
but it ain't easy. It ain't easy looking at that. It's not easy when you put it. And my thing is,
don't let it stress
the
you,
integrity of that. The integrity of that is what's important. And I think when it comes, getting back to my podcast, dudes are not operating with a level of integrity. Like even in pimping, there's rules, and those rules need to be followed. So like if you pimp, you can't fuck a bitch for free, cause she can't fuck a bitch for free.
Wow, break that down. So the pimp has to pay for the pussy too?
No, I can't just. I think this bitch is cute.
Got you.
And head her off.
Got you.
Because where's the integrity of that?
Give me an example.
Like I'm pimping bitches, and I see some cute bitch, and I just want to fuck her.
But you can't do that.
No, you can't.
You gotta
you gotta believe in the system.
No,
he gotta pay her.
You don't pay her. What I'm saying is, I don't fuck with a square. I'm not gonna fuck with a square bitch. That's not in the game. If she's not worth, you see what I'm saying? So even in that, there's an integrity to that. So she can't just give some pussy away for free. When she's fucking, she should get paid. Gotcha. And when I'm fucking, I should be getting paid. You understand?
But aren't you fucking your girls when you're pimping?
Sure, but that's in the context of the game.
So in pimping, you can get high off your own supply.
Oh yeah,
you have to. Now here's the thing. Okay, so what you're saying is, if you were to have sex with this girl who's not in the game, you're gonna show your girls that hey, it's okay to give pussy away for free, and you can't set a bad example to your girls.
Exactly, and that's what we talk about integrity. The integrity in the game is that, but the same thing happens in a square relationship. So if a chick is talking crazy out of her mouth, and you go, I'm not gonna have you talk to me like that.
Yeah,
it's already happened. Like where's the integrity?
How do you check it?
So in the context of that, you have to think about. In a lot of cases, what is she looking? I don't believe in hitting a woman and smacking a woman around. Choke them a little bit, slow, even pressure. But if in the context of that,
they just canceled the blacklist.
They just pulled me off the blacklist. So the thing is that you got to say what you mean and mean what you say.
Right.
And so if her thing is, a lot of times a woman is doing that because she's looking for a certain amount of attention. So she wants your attention, and she's trying to. She doesn't really know how to communicate that, so she's getting in your shit because she wants your attention. You don't spend I hear you work too much, whatever. So she does these things to incite you, so she can, because she's having a problem communicating that. But what she wants is your attention. Mm-hmm. So if her actions are inappropriate, then you should not give her attention.
You can't reward negative behavior.
You remove yourself.
Yeah.
Look, okay, that's how you rock, and you bounce.
Yeah.
So now it's almost Pavlovian because you ring the bell, you feed. So it's every time this action, every time you start yapping and talking all crazy,
you remove.
I remove myself.
Next time she starts to yap,
so
she goes, this doesn't
it happens
work.
where you start to train her to understand it. Every time you start yapping crazy, I'm out. And I take away, it's the take away. Whereas what do we do as men? The thing that we do is engage it.
Engage.
Yeah.
I always say that
all the time.
I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't engage no negativity.
I engage, man.
None.
I engage.
You can't do
It's
that,
stupid.
man.
I know it's stupid, but I engage, and I know I'm rewarding the negative behavior. I know the dog is shitting on the rug, and I'm taking a dog for a walk, and I'm hugging it and kissing it. Like, thank you for shitting on my rug. I appreciate you. And I know it's fucked up, but it's, you know what it is? I think there's a fear in guys, and definitely in me, which is, all right, if I'm going to remove myself, if I'm going to play the hard ball, play the hard line, is she going to go somewhere else to get this affection?
Okay, now
so what do you say for that?
Here's what I would say to that.
Yeah.
You first have to present yourself as the best version of you. Now, a chick only fucks with a dude who's better than her, right? If a woman don't want to win, she wants a winner. So if she's chosen you already, she's already emotionally connected to you. The dude that she gives this attention to, if she goes to somebody, he's got to be better than you. So she's got to find a better dude than Charlamagne or Andrew Schultz.
So as long as I stay on top.
Now,
Is it status wise or
no? You could just be this bad motherfucker that knows how to manage her.
Got you.
So in the context of that, even a guy who is equally as dope as you, you still have the advantage of history.
True.
So you've had so much history with emotion. When you feel that I want to kiss her and hug her, I miss her, that kind of stuff, a woman feels that 10 times more.
Right.
So when you break up and you bounce and man, I want to. She feels that 20. We're built to be by ourselves because our growth is based on our own journey and our own projection to do something. So if you don't got a bitch with you or not, you still gonna do what you gotta do. If you break up with your chick tomorrow, you still gonna march forward and do what you gotta do.
So how can they ignore us so well? Like when you,
they're so good
when
at
we
it.
ice them, they can go without calling us, or go without talking to us.
I don't find that to be the case. I mean, if you have the discipline,
mine is better than me at that. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
much.
but that's
she's way
because-
better than me.
But you know why? She probably conditioned to know that you're gonna break and call her.
because you don't have the integrity to know that it's serious. See, if I go out with a chick the first day I've gone out with a chick, and I did this. I just had one of my ex-girlfriends on my podcast from 10 years ago because I always think it's a good thing. You have a perception of who you are, right? And you try to be objective because you need to be objective to have your own growth. But it's great to kind of look back and really see if you're the dude who you say you are.
True, I agree with that.
So I did it on air. Like I brought my ex chick from 10 years ago, and I was like, all right, let's talk. I had no idea. I hadn't spoke to her in 10 years. Had no idea what she was gonna say. Whether she was gonna say you that dude or you not that dude or whatever. But I want to see, and I'm willing to deal with the disappointment if I'm not that dude because then there's work that needs to be done. So the integrity of my own progression is more important than anything. My manhood. I protect my manhood at any cost. So, but it was funny because she told a story about the first day we went out. She was like, "Oh, motherfucker, you crazy." I was like, "Don't ever curse at me again." Like we was just hanging out. It was like light and lively play. I said, "Don't curse at me again. I don't curse at you, and I expect you not to curse at me." That was the first date. I hadn't even got the pussy yet. So a lot of dudes won't take that
Probably
step.
got wet as a motherfucker.
Exactly. You feel me?
Yeah.
You can even see the protocol of that, right? So, she was like, wow. And then I just moved on like nothing ever happened. Like I wasn't angry, but I was setting boundaries. But because I was willing to set boundaries, I was willing to lose the pussy.
There's nothing sexier to a woman than a guy who's willing to lose the pussy.
That's it.
Because they have no power when you're willing to walk away.
That's it. Because what else?
This guy, that's a buddy of mine who I want to get on this podcast. He goes, they love it when you're elusive. And I go, what do you mean? I go, he goes, they like to hunt just as much as we like to hunt. And it's so crazy the shit that this guy gets away with.
Well, it's not so much that they like to hunt, but they're so accustomed to being hunted. It's the opposing, the flip side of the coin. That's so if you get a pretty chick and you say to a pretty chick, wow, your nose is big.
That's a nag. I swear, I was just talking to y'all about this. I do that shit all the time. Pretty girls are used to hearing, I'm beautiful.
I'm beautiful, so
you're
beautiful.
So
what can I do for you?
Walk up on them and tell them either one, tell them something they've never heard before, like, yo, you got beautiful earlobes. Or number two, yo, what the fuck is wrong with your bottom lip?
Here's the thing. Let me speak on this next shit. Because I agree with you. They want to be with a guy who's better. And I feel you only need to neg a girl if you feel like you're not as good as her.
That ain't true.
Let me finish. If you feel like you're better than her, she's gonna figure that shit out very quickly, and then you don't need to make fun of her body.
You're not.
But yes, you are.
Why do guys make fun of
shit?
Why do guys make fun of each other? Why do we make fun of each other?
Huh?
Why do we make fun of each other?
Because that's how I have fun.
Exactly. So with a girl, I treat her the same fucking
But I'm
way.
not making fun of you so you like me more. I'm not going, hey, I'm gonna make fun of Charlamagne.
Here's the point of that.
It's disingenuous.
It's the fact that you're having. Why is it this? You might want to have fun with her. Ultimately, you want to have fun with
them.
her.
Hey,
but
I have
here's
fun
the
with
thing.
them all the time. Don't get me wrong. And I'm gonna snap on you just because that's who I am.
Sure.
But it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be like some dork that goes up and is like, your teeth are really yellow. You know how these fucking nerds are doing this shit right now.
You're talking about dudes that learn pickup.
Yeah.
And then they operate pickup and do negs based on pickup. But here's the thing about pickup. Real game is no game. When you really become the dude that you're endeavoring to be in is when it works. And it doesn't work until then. You could teach them how to teach them how to, let's do this. This is a neg. This is an open. You could teach, but if it ain't in them, it ain't in them. It's one of the things I say on the podcast is lay the 5 bricks.
Okay.
Like, people say, oh, you want to accomplish something, you need to be inspired. You don't need to be inspired. You just need to go to work. If every day I go in my backyard and lay 5 bricks for 365 days, at the end of the year,
Great Wall of China,
there's a big-ass wall in the back.
Yeah.
And the bricks on the top are going to be better than the bricks at the bottom because I get practice just by doing it. Yeah. So that doesn't matter if I like laying bricks. It don't matter. At the end of the year, the wall is still there. If I don't like laying bricks, if I do it, it's still gonna be a wall out there. If I'm inspired, if I'm not inspired, it doesn't matter. It is doing the work that makes the difference. So one of the things you've been on my podcast a couple of times, I tell dudes when if you have a problem with that approach anxiety, talk to 5 chicks a day. Say something to 5 chicks a day, every day. Hey, how you doing? Beautiful hair. Love your makeup. Hi, how are you? In the elevator. Have a good day. That the process of that is just like getting on stage.
No, I agree. Putting in the work.
The anxiety of that.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Sorry, go.
I've never had anxiety when it came to females. I did until a guy named John Arnold told me, dog, just talk to these girls the way you talk to everybody else. Like, that's it. Like, he told me this at a young age, and that's all I ever did. I would walk up on them, I'd make jokes with them, I'd laugh with them, and I'd always overachieve in the pussy department. Because I never felt like a girl was better than me, even beautiful girls.
They're not.
And I've come to find out.
What do they have you don't have?
Pussy. But I've come to find out that beautiful girls are the ones that are probably the most insecure.
Sure.
And have to suffer from the most low self-esteem. And nobody ever tried to talk to them because they're so beautiful.
Think about it. Once you became famous or recognizable, don't people act weird around you now?
A little bit.
They act a lot more weirdly than they did before.
But like I always say, you have to dictate that energy. Sure. Like, I'm the type of person, I like to dictate the energy in the room. I'll walk in and say, what's up, man? How you, man? You good?
As much as you dictate the energy, it's not going to stop them from being nervous. They're just going to be weird. Like the guy downstairs, really sweet guy, walks up to you, hey, what's up, man? Hey, man, I'm really a big fan. I appreciate that. Then walks away. And then out of nowhere, just walks back and goes, fuck Fredro Starr. That's just a weird interaction.
That was weird.
That's a weird, and that happens all the time, dog.
It does.
That happens all the time.
Weird.
Like, you don't just scream shit at people like that.
Yeah.
But
you wouldn't do that in no other situation.
In no other situation. So my feeling is an attractive, a beautiful woman probably has these weird interactions all the time.
Sure.
Because guys don't know how to act with them. So the second you have a guy like you
and you talk
myself,
to him regular,
just talk to him regular, just about regular shit. All of a sudden, they're probably so comforted with the normalcy of that shit.
You're also not taking into consideration. See, the other thing is, his girl is dope and she's humble and dope.
Yeah.
But
shout out to Canada.
A lot of chicks who are pretty and guys are coming at them, they get a level of entitlement.
Yeah.
they get a level of entitlement because it's so accustomed. But here's the thing: if you're a beautiful woman, you're probably not interested. Because why would you be? Everything that you have no litmus to know. If we're fucking around and you do a joke and it ain't funny, I'm like, son, you're bombing. But because we have a true litmus of what we do. Pretty girls, everything they do is dope because somebody wants to fuck them.
Not when you're around me.
Well, and that's why you overachieve.
Exactly. I'm gonna bring. I know. How you feel about that, man? It's all right. Because guys will tell a pretty girl anything they want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of the truth.
Absolutely.
Sure. So that's what I do. I tell them the fucking truth.
They respect the boundaries and the truth because it's like you're basically saying I'm better than you. Like I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, we were in Toronto. It was so funny. It's so funny to see a girl seek validation.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to going, hey, I want you to like me or a hot girl. So me and my boys in Toronto, and I was with like my boys, you know what I mean? Like, and we're around, we just fuck around with girls, it's fun. We all got ladies and shit like that. And we're in Toronto, and there's these dancers from the Raptors there. And there's this one dancer that was talking to us, and she was a very attractive girl, and we just asked her, we're like, yo, who's your friend? Right? Knowing that she was going to get hot when we asked her. She said, yo, who's your friend? And we're like, yo, your friend's got a donkey on her. And she's like, what? And we're like, she got a fat ass. And then the girl that we're talking to goes, she goes, I got a fat ass. And we go, let me see. And then she turns around and she shows him, we're like, I mean, your friend got a fat ass, bro.
That's a nag. That's a great nag. That's a super nag.
But we're fucking around like we would, like if we were hanging out and we were talking about one of us being broke, that's what we would do. We'd be like, yo,
that's what
you're
you
broke.
gotta do.
So, but the way that she reacted, she was upset. She had to leave. She couldn't be around us talking to her friends.
So why is that?
When she
why
was
do you
there.
think that is?
Say what?
Why do you think that
Maybe
is?
she's not used to
not
being the center of attention.
But they're all, there's a level of entitlement that will, look, if you're in a relationship.
I call it pretty girl privilege.
Well, you know what? Ugly girls do it the same way. There's some dudes sitting up right now, listening to the podcast with an ugly broad, and she's telling him he ain't shit.
Yep, and he got her feeling amazing because he eats pussy, licks her ass, tell her she's pretty when she's not.
Exactly. I mean, when you speak of the entitlement, one of the things that I have the podcast is called Beige Phillip Podcast. I have Beige Phillip rules. One of the rules.
Why is beige? Are you beige? I mean,
no,
you are beige.
I am beige.
Yeah.
But what happened was Patrice O'Neal was my best friend.
Okay.
And we used to do the Black Phillip show. What happened was he used to go on O&A, Opie and Anthony, and he would take the show over. And they were like,
peace to Patrice, by the way.
Yeah, rest in pimp, I say. And they were like, you need to have your own relationship show like Dr. Phil, and he was like more like Black Phillip. Right, and so that's what he called it, Black Phillip. So when I picked up the podcast, we had those 13 shows that we had was on YouTube, and I had no idea that they ended up on YouTube, and they had a following where people had been watching listening to these shows over and over again, getting the philosophies and stuff that him and I were kicking that time. And I had dudes who came up to me at a comedy show, yo, I'm a big fan of Black Phillip. Yo, if you ever gonna do the show again, and then when Patrice died, it was my way of kind of getting past the loss of my friend, So I started doing the show, and then I just started evolving the philosophies. Like you talk about the entitlement, one of the things I say is anything you do for a woman more than 3 times is no longer a favor, it's an obligation.
That's what I say about sex. I said if you fuck a girl more than 3 times, it's a relationship. It's an obligation now.
Right. It's becoming an obligation.
That makes a relationship. But I think I agree with you in terms of women get incredibly comfortable with what happens.
Sure.
Like if you pick them up from work every single day,
then you're supposed to pick them up from work.
They feel entitled.
And when you don't,
to that.
they'll bitch because you.
And here's where I think a lot of guys where we get resentful. I know I do is I'll do all this shit.
All of this shit.
I'll do all this shit. I'll pick your fucking mom up from the hospital.
Right.
Take your dad to get his fucking teeth fixed. Take your dog to the vet. Doing all these things, right? And I'm thinking I'm building up credit. I'm building up money in the bank. But they don't operate with the savings account.
No.
It's you did all these things. That's fine.
You dealing with her like you would deal with your man.
Exactly.
That's how it is with your man.
Because realistically, if I do one thing for you do one thing for me 10 years ago,
right?
You came and you picked my boy up from jail because I couldn't do it. I was at work.
Right.
I'm indebted to you for life, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Like you call me and say, hey, you got some dog food? I'm bringing dog food. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of guy we are. But
some women are like that, though, I think.
Bro, you got to be supremely ugly. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be ugly on another level.
You gotta be Olympically hideous.
For a girl to be like, you did bring me some dog food. You know what I'm saying?
I think some women do respect what you've done for them. They respect the foundation.
Yeah,
you've laid
some
for them.
of it,
But not in the moment. It's not like
and a lot of it is water under the bridge. That's what you're supposed to do.
They don't operate in savings like we do.
Yeah.
It's they get comfortable with what happens, and then you do some shit. Like, for example, they'll say they want to start telling you about their day, or they want to ask you, "Hey, could you take out the trash or whatever?" And then we go, "I'm too tired," and then they get angry at that,
Right.
and we go, "Bitch, I just picked your fucking dad up from the doctor and fixed
Right.
his teeth and
Exactly.
fucking bought you a dog." Like, do you forget about all this shit that we've been doing?
And the answer is yes.
You know what
And they forgot about
Yes.
You know what the great Cameron said in a freestyle once?
it. I love
He
Cam.
said,
Know what he said?
niggas think that he said if you smack a bitch in the beginning, she can never say, Cam, you don't treat me the way you used to.
I remember that. I remember that line.
Smack in the beginning from the start. Cam was big.
Set the expectation low.
Cam was big on domestic violence, man. Cam said niggas think to teach a bitch, you gotta treat a bitch. Now you stupid motherfucker, you gotta beat a bitch. That's how you reach a bitch. Who thinks she all that? Whip her one time, 20 minutes she'll call back. And he was out of control. Yeah. So tell us about Patrice, man. I didn't know y'all were best friends.
Yeah. He was a phenomenal dude, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like I watched him when he was still doing bits. Like, I know you've been around comedy a lot, but there's where people do these prepared bits, and I watched him kind of transmute into this kind of conversational thing where maybe 75% of it was just off his head, was just his thought. And even when he had something prepared, it was so loosely prepared that it sounded conversational because it really was. Like he said something to me. He said, "Man, I'm always trying to," I told you this, Drew, that I'm always trying to forget my jokes. He said, because there's a freshness in the fact that the joke is new to me, that the audience feels. Now, in the context of a comedy club, they know your jokes are prepared, that you're telling them jokes, and they will allow the contrivedness of that. But when they see a dude who is truly pushing and stream of consciousness and making it funny in the moment, there's a different connection that you get with the audience.
Sure.
So it transcends. It's almost like you don't know if this glass is dirty.
It becomes
until you
magic.
Put a clean one next to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's magic.
It's literally magic to them. They literally look at you like, how did you think of that?
Yeah.
In the moment,
right. And he was
What
that
is
type of dude. And
it's the only person I've
Andrew
ever seen.
is like, there's a couple of dudes that are students. Like in stand up comedy, there's it's almost like martial arts. Like there's taekwondo, there's judo, this, and there's only a couple of dudes that are students of that kind of stream of consciousness, pushing it. Like he used to say, how people go, "Oh, you got any people out there with you guys together?" Guys would be talking. He used to always say to me, never ask a question unless you genuinely want to know the answer.
Hell yeah.
So, because people are innately nosy. So when you two people are talking, and then I said this to them, they're listening because they're nosy. So when you create that dynamic on stage, it's the same thing. So now the whole audience is eavesdropping on your conversation, on a real conversation that's happening in the moment, and now all you got to do is look for the funny.
How long did y'all know each other? Like,
I met him about 12 years.
got you.
Yeah, about 12 years. And we, he was a kind of an elusive dude. One of the things I say, he was an amazing dude because in the context of his death, nobody even compares him to Pryor. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he
stands on his own. Like nobody compares Patrice to anybody.
Exactly.
Like nobody. Like
which is amazing to be able to
be a comic and not be compared to anyone.
He compares to nobody. Which
that's true. Now that I think about it, all the true greats really don't compare to anybody. Like to me, Eddie and Pryor don't compare to each other.
Well,
no,
that's not true. A lot of people say
Eddie and Pryor, they compare those.
I mean, because of the raciness and edginess.
No, because of like motherfucker. Like there's little things that he would say that sounded like Pryor. Here's the thing. I think
Rock doesn't compare to nobody.
Rock is. I mean, the closest person you can say Rock compares to, I guess, is Carlin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I would-
closest.
yeah.
But the fact
no,
that
but-
they're not even the same race
Yeah.
really separates the conversation.
But I would say Carlin because
Carlin.
Because Chris is a technician.
He's
dude.
a fucking machine,
He's
bro.
a technician.
And
Him
him and Patrice are so interesting because they'll have a similar premise, and Rock will give you the fucking machine robot set punch, and Patrice will lead you down this path where some parts won't be funny for 2 minutes, but you'll be fixated,
riveted.
You'll be, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And then when he gets to the funny, and this is why I love Patrice, what I was so I guess enamored by his comedy is he can stay in the funny for so long. It's not punch and then we move on.
It's at will.
Punch.
It's at will.
Punch. Adds a new layer to it. Punch.
But
punch.
one
punch.
of the things is what people don't understand is a lot of times that kind of riveting dialogue was on purpose.
Oh yeah,
it's like blowing the balloon up. You just
like he was telling a story,
building the tension. You build the tension. You build the tension, and then when you pop, then he blah, 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 blah.
Plant the seeds, dog. You plant the seeds and then collect.
Because the other thing with him, a lot of people don't understand is that as much as comics manipulate people into laughter, the audience manipulates you.
Oh man, we talk about that shit all the time.
They program you because it's Pavlovian. You do your jokes, you get the laugh, you do your jokes. Now 5 years of you doing it, what happens is everything that you write is in the same rhythm, the same kind of speech rhythm. Every type of joke you do, everything you do is the same because subconsciously you go, okay, if I do it like this, I'll get the laugh. Mm-hmm. But what happens is a lot of times this is like people that you fall in love with as a comic, and then as you watch them more frequently, you fall off, is because you start to get a feel of their rhythm. And when you get a feel of their rhythm, then you know the punchline is coming. So it's almost like dun 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 dun, and you know in your mind.
Perfect
you go, dun,
example
dun.
of that is when somebody says Seinfeld and they go, "What's the deal?"
Exactly.
With? So
it becomes
like
they
become almost a character of themselves.
Yeah.
You know, you have this expectation of what it's going to be, and I think the beauty to a guy like Patrice is
there was no rhythm.
The rhythm was so inconsistent.
Yeah.
You know, you don't
consistently
know
inconsistent.
And you know who kind of else hits like that?
Oh.
Even though he's really structured, Burr.
Yes.
Burr is like, does he have a rhythm? Where is the is it incredibly structured or is there no structure at all?
Here's where you start to see the rhythm when you compare one special to the next.
You got to see them next to each other, though.
But you listen to one special and you see that's how long the sequence is before it repeats. So that's the whole. But the special itself is a rhythm.
Now, real quick, we gotta pay some bills.
Go.
Rest in peace to Patrice. Obviously, he died of probably obesity.
Well, no, it was blood clot.
It was blood clot, but it was due to
it was. He had a lot of stuff.
So talking about that, there's two words I got for you guys: free snacks. Yes, I'm going to give you the chance to get free snacks. Drop the candy bar, drop the potato chips. They're not good for you. Do what we do. Get delicious, wholesome snacks at naturebox.com. NatureBox gives us hundreds of snacks. I mean, delicious snacks, and I don't feel guilty about eating them because they're better for me. They got 0 artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners, 0 grams of trans fats, and no high fructose corn syrup. You'll even find snacks with 0 added sugar and without gluten ingredients. They shouldn't even call them snacks, man. They're good for you. You know, these are delicious, healthy
I fuck with
treats.
them, dog.
Oh, they're great. So in the afternoon slump when, I'm hungry, I'm irritable, here's what I do. I grab some peanut butter nom-noms from Nature Box or some baked sweet potato fries or dark cocoa almonds. Obviously, those Santa Fe corn sticks and the pineapples are delicious. And, they're so much better for you than any other snack option out there. Don't you agree, Charlamagne?
I fuck with Nature Box.
Okay.
Because I like the peanut butter nom-noms a lot, and I like the San Antonio Spurs corn sticks, as I like to call them. That's my nickname for them. Continue.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
And now I want to give you the chance to try Nature Box for free with a trial box featuring 5 of their most popular snacks. You heard me, free. Free snacks. So you start your trial, go to naturebox.com/idiots. Stay full, stay strong, do what we do and start snacking smarter. Go to naturebox.com/idiots to get a free trial box of delicious snacks. You are welcome. All right, back to this.
Now, Patrice, you know what I liked about Patrice? It's one thing that I like in people, period, is he was believable.
Authentic.
Yeah. I see a lot of comedians now. I don't believe them.
Right.
I don't believe that you believe the bullshit that's coming out your mouth.
Absolutely.
You're just saying it for shock value.
Right.
So the one thing I liked about Patrice was to me, he was authentic. Sure. He was believable. I remember when I was doing things at VH1 when I was working with Wendy Williams, and Patrice was over there doing like stuff on Best Week Ever.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I remember one of the producers goes, yeah, man, Patrice is talking about you today. And I never met Patrice. Patrice goes, I don't know what's up with this Charlemagne champagnes, whatever shit this is. What is this shit? What's going on? I don't get it. And Patrice goes, well, he's not a comedian. He goes, I can tell he's not a fucking comedian, But I respect the
right.
The
realness.
Banter. Be 100.
Yeah.
I respect that.
He negged you and it worked. He was kicking game to you.
No, I never met him. I don't think I ever met Patrice.
Yeah.
I don't recall meeting him.
Well, he used to always say, like I would have, when I first started, I would have jokes, and I didn't really, like, it was funny, something funny. But he was like, yo, I don't talk about nothing I don't believe in. Because when you do comedy and you say something 100, you've done this joke 100 times or 50 times. If you don't believe it, then how are they gonna believe it? The authenticity of that. Also, it's also a thing in where he, like I do the same thing in my stand-up where I open the dialogue. So if I go. If I say there's a lot of pretty women in a place, which means you're probably not interesting, right? And then I go build that. Now I'm willing to debate it, because it's what I really think. So even if the joke the joke's gonna hit, but even after that, if there's somebody heckles or says, I'm willing to talk about it. I'll give you the open forum because I've thought about this, I believe this, and there's a reason why I believe this. And that was the thing with everything that came out of his mouth. It wasn't just one chess move, it was 6 or 8 chess moves that he had thought about this stuff over and over again. He used to call me 4 o'clock in the morning and just start rambling. Yo, you think a bitch, whatever, and just start. And I'll be like, Patrice, what the fuck time? And he would just, yo, this is on my mind. And so that's how we used to build, and that's how we do the show. It was his thing of trying to understand women that he didn't really understand. We intellectually just bounced it off each other. And then he would take it to the stage. Like he was the type of dude who could take it to the stage.
So he was like his ghostwriter kind of.
Well, not really. I mean,
Inspiration
it was
a
his.
little bit.
Well, I could bounce him.
As comedians, you have conversations. Like it just starts with. I mean, shit, we'll talk about, dude. We'll just discuss something, and then it's like, oh, okay, there's a funny point.
There's something in there.
This is every time we meet up at a comedy club.
Yeah.
And you give me a ride downtown or something like that. The whole conversation in the car
is
comedy, but it's not like we're doing jokes for each other.
No.
But when you're being truthful about comedy, you don't need to tell jokey jokes.
No.
It's just this discussion. Okay, why do I do? Is this?
Yeah.
Okay, is it fucked up? If da 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 da.
Right.
And then it becomes that. But it's like, it's I don't know, writing jokes in that kind of way. I guess the way that kind of Patrice inspired. It's a different thing because it has to start with truth. It has to start with something real. So it doesn't feel awkward talking to someone about it.
Sure.
Because you're not going, and then I stabbed her. That's a weird conversation to have with somebody.
Yeah. But it's also kind of how you were talking about women and them not having the bank where you can't earn things. It's like, if you're my boy until you gotta do something to
you gotta fuck me over,
right?
bad.
If I don't see you for 10 years and you my man, when I see you, it's like, my dude, it's that, because it don't change otherwise. The difference is in a relationship, that ain't your boy. You gotta earn it every day. You gotta be captain of the ship all the time. If you don't, if you let her steer, she'll run your boat up on the rocks, sink it, jump on somebody else's boat, and sail away. You gotta be on.
It's a business.
Okay, so with that said, I've been telling Schultz and Duval, women about to raise up. They've risen up already. They've risen up already. But it's like next year is gonna really be like women empowerment, because like I feel like Hillary's gonna announce that she's running for president.
Sure.
And I feel like it's just gonna be a lot of that just catapults into society, and they're gonna really rise up. So how are you gonna be able to not let them steer the ship? No,
how can they get higher than they are now?
They can get higher.
How?
Well, Hillary being in the White House.
But what would that do? What
It
more
would do,
power
Hillary
do
being
they
in the
need?
White House would do the same thing that Barack being in the White House did for black people.
What did it do?
It empowered us. It made us feel like we could accomplish
For
anything.
a month?
Nah.
We just had this conversation
it's
last
still going
podcast where you were saying it worked for a year, and now all of a
it's
sudden,
been working for 7 years. Now,
bro, you just said
no.
in the last
It's been
podcast.
working for 7 years. Now, all of a sudden, with the Trayvon Martin stuff
right.
and the Michael Brown
Mike
stuff,
Brown, yeah.
they have been putting this inferiority complex, instilling it back in us.
Right.
And it's almost like they're doing it at the right time because Barack's about to not be in the White House anymore.
Right.
That's an interesting thing about
But
women.
how do you keep them from steering the ship, though?
Well, I think you got to have the integrity of it. The integrity of it. If you're dope, you the party bus.
Yeah.
She wants to be on your party bus. If she doesn't play by your rules, if she wants to smoke and spit in the corner and whatever, then she can't be on your party bus. So the takeaway is always there. Like I always say, like Oprah is got more money than God.
Could you
right?
pimp Oprah?
I mean, she's being pimped. Stedman is pimping her. Oprah has publicly said she does not want to get married. Wow. Now you tell me what older black women, overweight black, don't want to get married.
Overweight black woman.
You overweight black woman. Because she's still an overweight black woman, and she's publicly said, I don't want to. I do not want to get married.
You know what I always thought? I always thought that Oprah probably didn't want to get married because she felt like if she got married, then she couldn't be as selfless as she is.
Nah, dog, she
the way
wanted
she
that.
helps people.
If you think about in the first part, here's where one day I was watching Oprah, and this is how subtle the pimp was. It was one of these things where she was going to get a dog. Like she was getting a dog. So she went to this breeder for like white Labradors, right? And there was all these puppies, right? And they were running around, and she was like, oh my God, I want all of them. And Stedman goes, no, you can have one. Now, who tells
tell Oprah she can only have
you
one?
understand what I'm? And she was like, I don't know which one to pick. And he goes, all right, you pick one and I'll pick one. That's it. Now, Oprah could buy all the white Labradors in the world, put them on an island, and pay people to take care of it, call it Labradoodle, right? If she wants to. But Stedman was like, just one puppy.
That's PPM. That's proper pussy management.
So,
without question.
How
that's
many
proper
puppies
pussy
she end up getting?
the 2 puppies.
So she got 2.
She got one for him, one when they named him, and that was it.
I like that because that's compromise. You think we could have a woman president?
Yeah, I think so. I think Hillary might get it, and if not, that other chick, Mike, there's this other
new
chick.
black Haitian chick? Republican? Who?
The white chick who's she's talking about single payer health care. I'm trying to remember her name. Older congresswoman. She was just on Bill Maher.
I don't know.
But she's killing it. Like she's really killing it. Where she's actually kind of edging. They're talking about running her instead of Hillary. Yeah.
But Hillary's got the bill card. The bill card is so valuable. That's the thing.
She's
Hillary got a pimp.
Hillary got a
vetted.
pimp, man. Hillary got a
Hillary
real
got
pimp.
somebody properly managing that pussy.
Yeah,
Think about it.
yeah.
Man.
Think about it. Monica sucked a dick in the White House. Probably the most famous dick suck of all time. And that's why Hillary will get my vote, because she stayed down with her man. That's loyalty.
She was loyal.
I need somebody that's committed to this country the way she's
Aren't we
committed
full
to her
of
man.
shit, man?
Yeah.
I love this woman because she gets cheated on.
No,
That's a good woman.
it's just-
Gets
I
cheated on and then stays with her. That's the kind of
it's
woman
just
I
about
want.
commitment. It's just like Coretta Scott King. When the FBI came to Coretta and they told Coretta, like, look, we got all of this on your husband. Coretta goes, do what you got to do because this movement is bigger than my marriage.
No.
God
Well,
damn.
we like that shit because we want someone to point at when we cheat on our woman and they want to break up with us, and we go, hold on. Hillary's going to hold down Bill, but you're not going to hold down me in my
man.
moment of indiscretion. How dare
That's what she'll
you?
turn to you and say, you're not the fucking leader of the free
got-
world. You
I'll be
fucking
like, but
UPS
with you
worker.
by my side, I can be. How am I supposed
If
to
you
get
got
there?
my back
if
like
you don't
Hillary,
got my back, I need a woman like
be
Hillary.
president.
Exactly.
I got a theory about women like cheating and breaking up.
Okay.
A woman will not break up with you if you cheat on her.
Okay.
Has never happened. Now, people say, well, yeah, but we broke up with her. Here's why. Number one, there's 3 things that a woman is attracted. She always wants a dude who's better than her, right? She always finds attractive a guy who other women find attractive, right? Now, when you cheat on a woman, right, you are basically have proven to her
That other women want
that
you.
not only that, you have proven that this woman will fuck you.
Okay.
So The difference in guys and men and women is this: when a chick cheats on a guy, we go, that stinking ass bitch, right?
Yeah.
When we cheat on a girl, she goes, he ain't shit, and then she goes, why was I not woman enough to keep him? Why wasn't I?
She starts second guessing herself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but that's how they're wired. So when you cheat on her, you lower her self-esteem, right? And in turn, by lowering her self-esteem, you raise yours. You raise your value. And you've proven that other women find you attractive and you have options.
So she needs to stay with you for her.
Right.
It's not even for you.
Exactly.
It goes, I'm going to stay with you to prove that I'm the shit and I'm
Right.
better than this other bitch.
Now, here's what she will do. She will stay with you and then spend the rest of the relationship trying to degrade your image in her own eyes.
Wow.
And then once she degrades you, she dumps your
bounces.
ass.
So they never break up with you because
So
you
once
cheat.
you start cheating, you better not stop.
It's almost like you can't apologize. It's like, look, I made a mistake, and we either gonna move. I mean, I've gotten caught, and where I go, look, we should let me just pack your shit up, and you get it going. And she, she goes, you don't want to fight for us? Got you, bitch.
Cut
You buckle. You buckle.
Yo, you know what that comes down to? And I always tell buddies this when they're texting a girl, and they say something like, "Yo, man, I gotta hit her back, and she's gonna be angry." I would say, listen,
Don't hit her
girl
back.
will never stop liking you for rejection.
Exactly.
If you reject a girl, it will never stop liking her because she'll have to fuck you for her own ego,
Exactly.
her own self-esteem.
Exactly.
She don't even like you; she likes her,
Exactly.
and you're making her not like her. So she goes, "I need to fuck him so I can like me again."
But that's why one of the best things you can do from girls when they're pressing up on you is fall back.
Yeah.
Elusive,
Fall the fuck back.
Yeah.
bro. This
Why why the fuck you so busy?
Dude.
That's what girl, and especially if girls know you're busy.
Yeah.
But you don't have time for some pussy. Shit. First opportunity she get to have your cock in her mouth, she sucks.
She's trying to
for her, and that's not even about you. Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah, and the interesting is that she will degrade. She will do everything in her power to degrade her image of you, however she perceives you. Now, the minute you start, oh, I'm sorry, and you start begging, and I love you, or just I can't live without you, and all of that is degrading because you're not protecting your manhood. And once it's low enough, she bounces.
She's done.
But she never initially bounces. Like right after the cheat.
Yeah, she got to win.
She's got to win
look
first.
at this other bitch
She's
and
got to
be
win
like, "See?"
first. She's got to rewrite the story in her own head.
See, I don't think I'm not fucking. If my girl cheats, I couldn't be inside it again. I just
See, if your
couldn't.
girl
dude.
cheats, you're gonna leave because you don't cheat.
Absolutely.
That's all. That's all it boils
But
down
you'd
to.
stay with.
I mean, yeah, because my girl has cheated on me
Right,
before. I mean, she's my wife now, but when
Right.
she was in college, she cheated on me. I stayed with her. I think one out of guilt, because I'm not a hypocrite. You know what I mean? I've never been a hypocrite. Like I've done dirt to her. So boom, it came back to me. I can't just be like, all right, fuck you.
Even if I did cheat and she cheated, I'd still leave.
Yeah, but you say it's easier for her not to cheat than it is for you.
because what I say is they got way more practice than
Sure,
us at
sure.
not fucking. Yeah.
Sure. Plus, they have the options.
Yeah. Well, we got options.
Yeah,
I mean, I got options.
Yeah,
Like,
but you don't. What? I don't know about this one. Can I catch this one? Like it's always a bigger fish. Like man, I know I got all the rest of these.
It's
but
the Chris Rock theory.
Yeah.
Chris Rock said a man is only as faithful as his options.
Yeah, but I got options. I'm on TV. You know what I'm saying? So
you
it's
are
a different.
You are as exceptional.
But so it's a different. So my girl got to go through shit that a lot of girls don't have to go through.
But that's also what keeps her, because she knows what other women find you attractive,
Sure.
and you're better than her.
Yeah.
Well, she's
Yeah,
a
you
great
don't have-
girl.
you don't have
She's
to-
a wonderful girl, and
You don't
I
have-
think we're equal in this world, and I don't think anybody needs to be better than anybody. You know what I mean?
Listen, let's talk. Speaking of being better, then.
Yeah.
Me and Andrew have been debating about what is the definition of relevance.
Okay.
Right? And he said Hannibal Buress is more relevant than Bill Cosby. I told him he's out of his fucking mind.
Let me explain the situation. Prior to rape allegations, I felt in comedy now,
Right.
prior to the rape shit, in comedy now, Hannibal was more relevant than Bill, just because Bill wasn't feeding the machine with anything. Bill wasn't putting out anything.
I might
No, he
agree with. I
wasn't,
might
dog.
agree with that. And here's why: because there are kids who have. Well, I mean, he just did stand up, but even him doing stand up, there were kids that had never seen him do comedy. There's kids that had seen Hannibal do comedy, and never seen Bill Cosby. Or thought he was, people that didn't even know he was a comic. Young kids who, there's kids who have never seen a cassette tape before.
Most people don't even know a joke by Bill Cosby, a stand-up joke.
Okay, but most of America doesn't know who Hannibal is.
I'm just talking about. I'm talking about relevancy now.
But that is relevancy.
But the people that know Cosby, it's from prior shit.
I don't believe that.
You're saying they know Cosby from what he's doing now?
They know Bill Cosby
From now or from back in the day? Shit?
Isn't relevance? Isn't it based on
the now?
I don't believe that.
The reason
I believe that you can be a pop culture fad of the moment. I believe that you can be hot, which I will agree. Which shows being hot is being relevant to the now. But how is Bill Cosby never relevant to the now? Because he's always in the conversation. You cannot bring up a conversation about comedy and not talk about Bill Cosby.
Yes, you can. If you want to talk about who's hot now.
No, it's impossible.
Let me ask you this. If you want to say, if I ask you right now, before this rape shit, and I go, yo, give me the top 5 comedians now. Is Cosby going to come up?
Cosby.
I wouldn't say it.
Now,
dog.
if you ask me all time,
you got to throw
definitely
Cosby
in the game.
What would you rather be on?
But okay, so if I ask you, how relevant is George Washington now?
He said the same thing. What's up with George Washington and comedians?
Because
Andrew said the same thing. I'm like, why the fuck are you bringing up George Washington?
Because that's how we think.
The point. It's a comic way of thinking.
Do you know how relevant George Washington is?
Not now. He's not.
Reach in your pocket, you'll pull out a dollar bill.
Dude.
He's on a dollar bill.
But how often do you look at a dollar bill?
Quarter.
When I see a dollar bill, I think strippers. I don't think George motherfucking Washington.
But isn't it you're debating on? Listen, it's a different definition because relevancy. If you're talking about presently relevant.
Presently. Hold up. Bill has lost more this week than Hannibal's ever accomplished.
Okay, but that because
doesn't
he
mean he's
gained it in the
relevant.
past.
But those are things he's doing now.
If you're saying he's important, that's one thing. If how important and how
is he an icon? Yes.
Yes.
Is he important to the history of comedy? Yes. Is he one of the greatest comics ever? Yes. Is he relevant now besides these rape allegations? No.
That makes no sense.
And let me tell you something else.
I don't
if he
care
didn't
what
really
Bill
rip
Cosby
that last comedy hour he did, because he did it was an awesome hour he did. Cosby's
He killed it.
He killed it.
Name
but
one
if he
joke
had
on
not,
It don't matter.
Exactly.
You don't watch. Listen, talk about. Do you watch
you saying
NCIS?
he
Do you watch
killed it?
NCIS?
no,
Me neither. But 20 million people a week do.
So what?
Does that mean it's not relevant? Because we don't watch it?
It's not relevant.
that's not.
Somebody saw Cosby's last special enough to give it rave reviews, and the fact it's going to be on the Netflix special.
Hey.
Here's what I was gonna say. But if Cosby hadn't done that special, he would have been even less relevant. What made him more relevant was because he did that special. Relevant. I mean,
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, you say relevant. I say those type of guys come and go as they please. Whenever they want to come in the game and fuck shit up, they do it.
Agreed.
The Jay-Z's can do that.
Yeah, but
the Chris Rocks can do that.
That's the
not
definition
relevant.
of relevance.
Super relevant.
No,
that's the definition.
Chingy can't come in the rap game and motherfuckers will care right now.
Yeah, but he's irrelevant
Nelly
regardless.
can't do it.
They're both irrelevant regardless of history. What you're talking about.
You're talking about his importance overall, his importance and how he affects people
So that's not
overall.
relevant?
No. What you're talking about relevant is a period of time.
Exactly.
It's a time
Now,
frame.
here's the thing.
He's forever
If they
relevant.
choose to come into the game, dog, if they choose to come into the game, the second they put their fucking big toe into the pond, immediately relevant. But once they take their foot out that
See, I
pond,
don't like that word.
they're not
We
relevant.
gotta
Let me
change
tell
the
you.
word.
Just because you
know
don't
what's
like the
relevant?
word don't mean it doesn't have a
make any sense
definition.
because he's forever relevant.
No, and you're
the fact
adding,
that he can come and go as he pleases
Ready?
shows he's
look,
forever
the fact that you got
relevant.
to add forever to it means that you're changing the definition of the
okay, I'm
word.
gonna give you another great outlook on it. Some people are hot for the moment. Bill Cosby was once the new hot guy.
Right.
In order to become relevant, you have to have years of consistent hotness. Yes,
absolutely
you do.
not. No,
Impossible.
Bobby Shmurda is relevant right now.
No, he's not. He's hot.
My God, bro. You can't go on YouTube without seeing a fucking
He's hot.
third grade class
What's
doing
the
a shmoney
difference in hot
dance.
and
Listen to
relevant?
what I'm saying,
What's
yo.
the difference in hot
See,
and
he-
relevant?
It was
There's
at one
difference.
point in time, Lil Wayne was the hot pop culture fad of the
sure.
moment. Over time, he developed relevance to where he dictated the culture. Yes, he did.
You don't know the
Get the-
definition of relevance.
Look up
Yeah,
the
I already give. It's pertinent to now. I
No,
looked
it's
it
not
up.
actually. It's
Yes, it is.
subjective. Actually, the definition is subjective. I've heard that from two different people. If you look at
Look it up. Look it up.
the definition is subjective to whatever is relevant to you at that moment. Because a lot of people don't know who the fuck.
you're saying depending on who you ask.
Depending on who you ask. Because you might go to somebody.
But even that, means somebody's relevant or not relevant.
So if I walk outside and I say, yo, do you know Bobby Shmurda? And they say no. Does that mean Bobby Shmurda is not relevant?
To them,
so that proves the point. That's what relevant is. Relevant is the what is subjective. It's to what's relevant to you at that moment.
But you're proving it wrong because you're saying Bill Cosby
It's
is
always
relevant.
relevant.
Is relevant to everybody.
I think he is.
He's not.
Because
But him
people
being
know-
relevant to everybody
Okay.
at different point in times in his life
Okay.
makes him irrelevant to now. You feel what I'm saying?
If he was irrelevant to now, he wouldn't have lost everything he lost this week. He wouldn't be on the front page of all the papers. He wouldn't be on CNN for
Well,
all
he's
time.
relevant now. He's very relevant now in the context of him being a rapist.
The paper today said the fall of America's father.
Okay, wait for it. The
America's
definition.
dad.
Bearing upon or connected with the matter at hand. Pertinent. The matter at hand being comedy time. Exactly. So now, is Cosby forever relevant, as you say? Yes, because he's put his stamp on comedy, right?
Absolutely.
But relevant in the now, to this current time.
He's not the hot dude.
He's
right
not the
now.
hot dude. That's what relevance means, dog.
But yet we've been talking about him all week.
Because he be raping bitches.
No, he's not.
What the fuck
Stop
is
it,
so
Hannibal.
hard to
Stop it,
understand about
fucking
that
Hannibal.
shit?
Stop it,
If
Hannibal.
he wasn't raping bitches, would
He
you
didn't
be-
rape. We don't know if he raped the bitch.
Dude, let me tell you something, and he knows this.
Stop it, man.
Anybody who's in comedy, this has been the
Don't
understanding.
give a shit. He hasn't been arrested for it. Come on, man. We
Man,
we
you
are
are
men. That can happen
protecting
to
him.
any of us. It has happened to me.
16 times?
It's happened to me.
You got
16 times.
16 joints
You got
to
I don't got
16 beefs.
16, but
That's-
goddamn.
If you had 16 beefs,
I
man,
would
trust
be like,
me, I'd be
come
looking
on.
at you like, dog,
Listen,
chill the fuck out.
Listen, I don't have
Stop
16.
raping.
I don't have 16, but it's happened to me. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying we don't know. For a man to lose his livelihood over
Well,
allegations,
he's not going to lose
it's
his
fucked
livelihood,
up.
but
He
I
already
mean, I
got his
understand what you're
millions.
saying.
It don't matter. He
I understand what you're saying, but it's 16 chicks ready to
I don't
testify.
give a shit.
He paid the
You don't
chick off.
hold on. You don't give a shit?
I'm gonna tell you why I don't give a shit because it's allegations.
There are 16 chicks that say somebody raped them,
Where's
and that
the proof?
means nothing to you.
Where's the proof?
These raped chicks.
Where's the actual proof? That's hearsay, Schultz.
It's not hearsay. If a
It's
girl
hearsay.
says it happened, it's
Bullshit.
hearsay.
Are you
don't
out of
agree
your
with
mind?
that. I don't
What are
agree
you
with
talking
that.
about?
That's-
That is
that's-
complete hearsay.
No. I'm talking about the definition of hearsay. Hearsay is I heard someone say that Cosby raped somebody.
That's what we've heard.
The definition of a person, an eyewitness account going, I got raped, is not hearsay.
And it still doesn't make it the truth.
But I didn't say it makes it the truth.
Okay.
But there's a difference between that and hearsay.
But is it probable? Is it probable?
Of course, where there's smoke, there's fire. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So,
but even with that said, it's still allegations. You can't cancel a man's TV show next year.
Mm-hmm.
You can't drop him from TV land. You can't drop his Netflix special based off allegations. And you know the most fucked up shit about it? He can never prove himself innocent.
No.
Because he's not. The court of public opinion is
It's
not the
already
court of law,
convict-
but the court
it's
of public
already
opinion is already
convict-
convicting him.
Yes,
that's
but
the
this,
most fucked up.
But
about
this
shit
is
about it.
exactly what you're saying about women taking over. This is why they're the political correctness police. They're the people that are taking people's jobs. You can't say this. You can't say that. That is exactly what you're talking about. It's the women's come up,
and that's why I'm not upset at Hannibal because I fuck with Hannibal, but I look at him a little crazy because, dog, you can't do that to us right now. It was over a joke.
But here's what it is though. Here's what it is. You can't come at dudes and be dirty.
Exactly.
If you dirty,
own your
like
past.
you don't. If you
How
got
do we know
No,
he's dirty
listen,
though?
if you got 16 rape allegations against you, you're not allowed to come at people
You
and
ain't
talk about their
squeaky.
life.
Right,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? You got to, like, for example, you got to own your past.
All right.
You own your past. You're one
Absolutely.
of these people I know out there that go, yeah, I get this shit. I used to sell crack. I used to fucking get my
Absolutely.
dick sucked by crackheads. I used to do all
But
this
you
shit.
understand that the integrity of that makes you untouchable.
Because what can
you're
anybody say
already-
about you?
They can't make it up.
Absolutely.
It's like
But if
8 Mile.
If you, we say this all the time. It's like Eminem, 8 Mile.
Absolutely.
Own your fucking past because people will find
Yeah.
you. But if you got 16 rape allegations against you, and you out here talking about you shouldn't curse in your comedy. The
He's
first
never
thing,
cursed, though.
No, he's
No.
telling other people to curse in their
But
comedy.
he screamed on people for cursing in comedy.
Screamed on black people.
Pull your pants up. Don't drink the malt liquor. Y'all niggas don't want to do this. Well, he didn't say niggas. 'cause
Black
he don't
fathers,
say it.
what's going on?
What-
If you're going
Come on,
out here
dude.
like I'm Mr. Righteous, I do everything right, and you've got 16 girls saying that you did not do at least
Maybe you
one
should
thing
shut
right.
up.
Well, what if it's this? What if it's this? What if Bill Cosby has actually been writing exec his whole life. He didn't curse in his comedy. He's always tried to put positive images out there, whether it was The Cosby Show or Black Family, where a mother and father actually did something with their lives.
Yeah.
A Different World, which was the Black College. Maybe he's done so much positivity that people want him to be dirty. Like they want some negative shit.
Yeah.
That's usually how it is with righteous people.
Do I think that it negates all the good that he did because of that? No, because Tyson bit somebody's ear doesn't negate the 40 knockouts before that. But you still have to deal with that. It's like, what did they say? Pierre the bridge builder built 100 bridges. He sucked one cock. What do they call him?
He's a
cocksucker. So,
True though. You know it's true. You know what I mean?
So it is what it. But you can't negate the magnitude of things that he's accomplished. But you also can't, if you dirty or even questionably dirty.
Shut up.
Look, if you put crack in your plate, if you got crack on you, you don't go argue with the cops. Why? Why would you do
Or
that?
if you used to smoke crack, right? And nobody knows about it, you haven't owned it. This is just in your past. Don't be out there talking about how crackheads are pieces of shit.
What was
you
the
need to change
dude,
your
the
lifestyle.
Republican dude that was tapping feet under the bed? He was the dude going gay marriage, this. He was,
but guess what?
And then he was sucking cock.
All these Republicans talking
if-
about infidelity and how you can't
And
cheat
they-
on your wife, and they all got side bitches.
Absolutely.
And it's like, what do we do? The second you come out and you become righteous, like you were saying,
Yeah.
when you are righteous, you need to make sure that you got all of your ducks in order. Because if a
Bill
single
Cosby really
duck
didn't do
is
anything?
not in order, we will find that motherfucker duck
Absolutely.
and we will show everybody.
Oh, that's why I respect Barack so much.
Yeah.
Because if Barack had any dirt,
they would have got him.
they'd have been.
That's
got
why he
him.
owned that coke shit. What did he say
Hell
immediately?
yeah.
He said,
And
"Yo,
weed.
I did some coke in college and I did some weed in college."
Absolutely.
And then
They
were like,
immediately
"Oh, well,
Republicans were like,
all right."
"This motherfucker owned the coke shit. What do we have on him now?"
Nothing, right?
Nothing.
He ain't fucking no bitches.
Nothing.
He don't cheat on his wife. He
Man,
don't.
once he gets out that office, he's gonna fuck so much pussy.
I just don't see why they would have to cover Bill's shit up all these years.
Well, you got to think about the time period,
He got caught in 1969.
bro. Right. But what
A
I'm
black man saying, and a white woman saying she raped him in 1969.
Dude, but he was America's fault. Well, he was
Not in
I Spy.
69.
He was I Spy
Yeah.
back then. But what I'm saying is, in 1969, look, I went to college. I was in college in 84, 88, 88. I went to college. Son, under the statute, under the standards of what date rape is, I might have a couple cases.
What do you mean?
Nah,
I'm
that's
saying-
real. Now, time out. Now, you
See what
saying
I'm
some
saying?
real shit, because I was just
Go
talking
on.
to Wax about this.
No did not mean no.
Hey, boom.
What do you mean by that?
If I'm Bill,
and I'm only saying this because I need you to clarify for your sake.
Go ahead.
Son,
I
you
know-
got
I know
a
where
chick
you're going.
drunk.
Yeah.
You push. She was like, no. You pull her titty out. She put it back in. You pull it out. She put it back in. You pull it out. She put it out. You open it up in the back. You go for the pants. She pull the pants. You was wrestling with bitches.
Okay, but eventually she conceded to sex.
Yeah, I didn't wrestle her, but under the context of now,
Yeah.
I
That's
am raping her. I'm trying to rape her.
No, that's
No.
fucking normal.
No, it's not normal.
You know how often I grab my girl's ass and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I just keep grabbing
No,
it. I'm
it's
not raping
normal.
my
Listen,
girl like that.
No,
If
no means no.
Exactly.
And when a girl doesn't tell you yes,
It
it's still
means
a
no.
no.
Yo,
It
actually,
means
that's
no.
true. Apparently, you got to ask during sex now to see if they still are consenting to sex.
Exactly.
While you're fucking,
Yeah.
You
in
could
California,
always-
they
and
want
she
to
could
pass
say,
this.
I'm not into it.
And then you got to
and
pull out
keep going.
before she says it.
Right,
I'm
right,
not, and you got to get
exactly.
out before she
Which
says
is-
it.
Now, I thought about this with Cosby too. Remember we talked about this earlier. Why
Okay.
wouldn't a girl fuck Bill Cosby?
Yeah.
Bill Cosby knew he was Bill Cosby. Let's not get
Right.
it fucked up.
Right.
So what
Yeah.
girl could, like, if he pushes up on a girl, even if a girl doesn't want to
She's
do
not
it,
trying to
she
not fuck
still
him.
might fuck him.
Yeah.
Still might fuck him.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Like, 'cause he's Bill Cosby.
Exactly. And think about it after the fact. Like,
Imagine
why
you
did I do that?
19 years old, and this is Bill Cosby.
That's why
the
I'm so
icon.
shocked. It's like, how are there this many girls that didn't fuck Bill Cosby? They didn't
No,
want to fuck him.
I
No,
think
what
they
I'm
were
saying
fucking
is-
him, but after the fact, they was like,
Yeah, but-
I didn't really want to do that.
Right, he's because the magnitude of his power and his relevance, right, is so overcoming. Like, who am I to not give Bill Cosby some?
And he was promising girl shit.
Yeah, and he was
absolutely.
He was
paying
promising to
school
sell it.
and all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
So what if
Sell it.
what if I fucked you, didn't put you on the way I said I was gonna put you on? I got something for your ass, Bill.
I got a rape charge for you. But you would think that after maybe the 5th or 6th girl that he promised a college education to and didn't deliver, and they called rape, that maybe the 7th girl.
College educations, he paid off.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he paid them off.
He only settled with one girl, you know.
He what?
He only
settled with
settled
one
that
girl.
we know about.
Right.
That we know about.
But the one girl was in the time of statute of limitations. All the 14 chicks before that are out of the statute of limitations. So even if they could not prosecute him for that now because it's too far.
Absolutely. And that's what's so fun. All I'm saying is
In 1969, if we talking about getting a chick drunk and pulling the panties off, and then you get in once, because like you know what I know, once you in, it's like she's like, all right, we'll just rock with it.
Yeah.
That's rape. Can you imagine what they was doing in 1969? You know what I'm saying? Like
allegedly, we know.
Listen, man, I don't even understand the whole when he was about to have sex with the one chick and the chick was like, "Yo, I got an infection. You know, if you fuck me, you're gonna take this shit back to your wife." So he's like, "Let me get some head," and she gave him head.
And that was.
I didn't even hear this.
Yeah. You didn't see the shit with Don Lemon? And Don Lemon told her it's ways to prevent oral sex. Don Lemon told the young lady it's ways to prevent oral sex. Basically told her you should have bit his dick.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. But my whole thing was, why would you suck his dick?
Because it's
He didn't have a gun
America's,
yet.
it's America's father. That's why.
Not even that. Like we can't go that way because it can still be rape to suck a guy's dick. Because
I agree,
if
but-
you fear for your life, now I'm not saying. How about
your career?
Or you feel for your career. If you fear in any
Or
way.
your future.
Or your future. If you fear in any way that this person could harm you, right, you
And
will
Bill could
do
harm
it.
you,
And
dude.
Bill could absolutely
But look what he
harm
did
you.
to Lisa Bonet after the Angel Heart.
Well, he
And
did.
remember how pissed he was? Well, she did
She
that
was naked or
movie.
some shit,
she was
right?
she was fucking Mickey Rourke in it, and he was adamant about her not doing that film because it was a sex scene.
Yeah.
This was after she left.
He didn't want her to fuck her image up.
He didn't. Well, they say that she hates him in ways that nobody else hates him. That's what the rumor is because of the dude, because he was pushing her.
Because he was pushing on her?
On Lisa Bonet.
Now, let me
She's
tell you
right
something.
around that age.
Now, what have I told you? If Denise comes out and says Bill did something, then I'll be like, all right, Bill was out here doing something.
I mean,
I hate to say it like that, but
But he was adamant about her.
wouldn't push up on Denise?
Because she had left the
I'm
show.
sure he pushed up on everything.
damn, Bill.
He had left Different World.
Yeah.
She had left Different World. She was doing her own thing, and then she did. And then what has Lisa Bonet done since then?
Nothing.
Since Angel Heart?
Oh, I'm sure.
So
all
who
these
might
little
have?
models,
You could say that he put the kibosh on her.
absolutely.
Even with Janice Dickinson, like Janice Dickinson said, Bill gave her a pill. She asked for a pill and Bill gave it to her. She was having menstrual cramps or something. Why would you take the pill? Why would you take the pill?
Listen, if
She
he's
thought it was
if he's
Tylenol.
if she's asking for Advil,
You don't look at
and
it?
you give
You're
her a
not- come
roofie.
on. You're not gonna
Charlamagne,
look
you
at
know
it.
what the fuck a roofie looks like?
I know what a Tylenol looks like.
But what if it's like, yo, this is Rylenol, that's why it's got an R on it, and it's really roofie?
Get the fuck out of
You
here.
know what I mean? No, that could be
Right,
some
right.
real shit that
There's
happens.
no way I'm.
Hey, you can't
we tell-
blame her,
Women
dog.
tell other women all the time, don't put your drinks
Yeah,
down.
but you gotta
We're sitting
understand.
with
Well,
Cosby.
Janice Dickinson- but look, Janice Dickinson was popping pills like crazy.
She was a
Anyway,
drug
she was a
addict.
drug
Yeah,
addict.
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So she might not have looked at anything.
And
But
also, these girls trusted this guy. This is Cosby. You wouldn't. I'd take a pill
Yeah.
from Cosby. If
Yeah,
Bill Cosby
for real.
said, "Hey, here, you want
if
this
he
pill?"
was raping dudes, he could get you.
He would
He's
get me
that
easy.
dude.
Damn.
I would have been raped by Cosby if I'm in the room with him.
I just don't like how he's guilty and cannot prove himself innocent.
I feel you. It
And
should be a discussion about
Yes.
it, but he also doesn't want it to go to trial to prove that he's not. He prevented that.
Why would you? Listen, first of all, you
because it just adds more attention to it.
there
if
you
go.
go.
To trial.
And you got all
That's a
these
good
girls
point.
on the stand telling the craziest stories.
Now, here's the thing.
Could be true, could not be true.
This is important to acknowledge. Cosby comes from a pre-social media era,
Sure. Yes.
where shit dies
Sure.
down.
Yes.
This is his first
This is
blow up,
never gonna die down.
right? He don't know. He thinks he could not talk about some shit, and then
Son,
people
you
stop
wanna-
He
talking.
thinks no comment is still relevant.
Yeah.
This
The
motherfucker said
com-
no comment.
The no comment is not
yeah,
relevant.
We got some comments
no,
for you,
we got.
bro.
If not,
We
we'll
got
make
some-
them. You make them, or
we'll make them up for you.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so fucked
Look,
up.
here's what's crazy about the internet, dog. I was looking at a sex tape yesterday. Guess of who?
Ooh.
Jane Kennedy and Leon Kennedy. Too Sweet from Penitentiary. Remember?
What?
Remember the Penitentiary movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember Jane Kennedy?
Where the fuck that was that?
You don't know. You know.
I mean, I said, where was it at?
She had a sex tape. That's what she has, a sex tape of fucking Leon from Leon Kennedy from Penitentiary movie. Remember the light skin with the boof
I
on
kind of
hair?
remember.
You don't remember this dude.
Anyway, you're watching this porn.
That it's still online.
Yeah.
You could still
Once
get
it's there,
Jane
dog.
Kennedy's sex tape, grainy, black and white. She got a crazy bush.
Yeah.
Like like a bush.
I just like anything.
She got a crazy bush and
Yeah.
the feathered hair. It's crazy.
Let me ask y'all a question. Because we speaking about being relevant, right?
All right.
Don't you realize how relevant a person is when some bullshit happens? Like
Sure.
Michael Jackson, for all intents and purposes, for the definition y'all
Was,
are saying,
irrelevant.
was irrelevant.
Yeah.
But when he died,
Yeah.
the world stopped.
Yeah.
And he became relevant.
Stopped.
Yeah.
No, he was. But this is my point. He was always relevant. Just because
I
we
see what
forget,
you're saying.
just because the guy's not active, doesn't mean that he's not
They're
relevant.
always relevant, but when they step back in the game, that's when it turns back on. Your relevance can
but
turn
you,
off.
But you really, I don't believe that. Because
Here's
you
the
really,
difference.
You really realize how big a person. Michael
Yeah, but
Jackson, the world stopped.
But relevance means in the now. And how often were you thinking about Bill Cosby in the context of comedy before this happened?
I think that
Not
we.
much.
No. I think we thought about Bill Cosby more than we realized. It's just that we take shit for granted so much. The Cosby Show's been coming on every day for the past 20 years.
I thought more about people's impressions of Bill Cosby than I did of Bill Cosby.
And I didn't never thought of him about his
I don't
comedy.
know the only joke I know from Bill Cosby is the joke Carlos Mencia stole
Yeah.
from him.
yeah, but I know
That's how irrelevant in stand-up
but,
he is.
Yeah, but I know
That
so
somebody
many.
could steal a joke and think he could get away
Yeah,
with
he
it.
could get
at that
away.
magnitude.
Yeah, but I know so many episodes of the Cosby Show. It's not a week goes by I don't see an
But
episode
we're
of the
talking
Cosby
about
Show.
stand-up comedy, dog. We're not talking about the
No,
history of TV.
no, we weren't talking about stand up. We started talking about and even if we talking about stand
No,
up,
that's what I was talking about.
I'm talking about Bill. Period.
Now you're switching the conversation a bit.
Who's more relevant, Bill Cosby or Hannibal? I never
Nah,
said
it
anything
was
about their
in
stand-up.
stand-up comedy. That was the
No,
discussion.
it was not,
Anybody
man.
who's listening to this podcast, I want you to go back where he agreed in the beginning of this fucking podcast that we were talking about in stand-up comedy. That's what I was talking about.
I never said anything about stand-up comedy.
I did. It was my
No,
topic that I
who's
brought
more
up.
relevant, Bill Cosby or
I
Hannibal
still
Buress?
stand by Hannibal before this rape shit.
I see what you're saying though. I mean, it's kind of that has me torn a little bit in terms of his relevancy, in terms of how much it's blown up. I see what you're saying. How when Michael Jackson died, everything
The world stopped.
But you would have thought he was irrelevant at that. You were like,
You would have thought
whatever, who
nobody cared.
Wacko Jacko, they were like whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean, and I think because we live in America, we're jaded. When you saw Michael, you saw people from everywhere, the whole world,
Yeah.
memorials.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Bill Cosby had like if you go to Spelman, it's a Bill Cosby building.
Yeah.
Like Bill is Bill fucking Cosby. Like Hannibal don't even compare, though.
No.
I love Hannibal.
But relevant.
He doesn't compare. He doesn't compare in terms of history. He doesn't compare in terms of accomplishment.
And you talk about stand up. Bill's going on the road starting Friday.
He doesn't compare in terms of stand-up specials. But
see how
in
that
terms
go.
of the
'Cause
discussion
the
right
public
now,
opinion-
the right now discussion, right before this rape shit, he was not in it.
Well, listen, Bill's
That's
going
just-
on.
I'm just saying.
Bill's going on tour starting Friday.
I'd like to see how that turns
He's
out.
performing tonight.
He's got 35 dates until May, and they say all of them are damn near sold
Shit,
out.
I'd go.
So how is he not relevant in stand up? How?
They're going because of past stuff.
They got a special that's just coming out. He's going on tour off the script for the special he just did.
Once the special comes out, once that Netflix special comes out, he's immediately the #1 most relevant comedian. The second that's just like Chris Rock. Let's say Chris Rock takes 5 years off. He's not doing anything. He's not relevant in stand up in that time.
I can't agree with that.
No,
Then
I
the
think
second-
he's still relevant.
I can't agree with that.
I think Cosby is different because you're talking about a span of
Fair enough,
69
fair enough.
to 2014. I think that's where you lose the relevancy because it's such a magnitude amount of time, span
Think
of
about
time.
that. 69 to
Yeah.
2014.
Sure, he did a lot of great shit, but just because you did great shit at one point doesn't mean you're in the conversation right now.
And you're
If
saying
not
stand
active,
up, but
you're not active.
he had a stand up special pulled this week.
This is the argument I was talking about.
Well-
For example, Vince Carter, basketball
Yeah,
player,
yeah.
right? Vince Carter at one point in time,
relevant.
was the most
He
relevant
was the
basketball
dude.
player in the world. I had his sneakers. Everybody's
Yeah.
trying to jump like Vince.
Yeah.
He's putting his fucking arm in the
his
rim.
shoulder in the-
now,
yeah.
to this day,
know
Vince
if he was the
Carter,
most relevant
he was
at the
the
time.
most
At
relevant
one
basketball
point,
player
yeah.
in the league. Nobody
No,
could touch
man.
him.
was
Vince
the
Carter.
dude.
He
No.
rejuvenated
You don't
the
remember
dunk
him ever
contest.
being the dude.
Everything.
The dunk contest, he was amazing.
He rejuvenated
He
the
didn't even
shit.
win MVP that year. So
It
how
don't matter. It don't matter if he won MVP. He was the most relevant.
We weren't
guy.
walking around in Vince Carter sneakers.
Everybody was watching running those Zooms. Those
No, he
Zooms were
weren't.
his. Absolutely.
In the Raptors jersey, yuck.
Nobody's wearing a rabbit. But my point
Exactly.
is, but
Vince
my point
Carter
is,
was a dude. If you did a hashtag of Vince Carter back then, that's what you'd
That's
have.
it.
I fucked with Vince, but
Now-
I don't remember him being the dude.
now he was the dude. Now, right now he's still in the league. His 17th year. He's playing for the Memphis Grizzlies. Right? He's just like Bill Cosby. He's still in the game.
No.
But nobody is talking about Vince Carter because
No.
he is not relevant now. Was there a point where he was relevant? Can you bring up top 5 dunks of all
Vince
time?
and Bill is a
Can you-
terrible
Can you
basketball
bring up
analogy.
top
Okay, do you
5
think-
dunks of all
you
time
think
without
Jordan
bringing
is
them
still
up?
relevant?
Is Jordan
Right
still
now in the
Yes!
context of the game?
Do you know? Listen, they
You
keep
can't make that argument because he's not playing and Cosby's still active. That's
Okay,
why I chose
fair
Vince.
Michael Jordan is the most popular athlete in the world right now. That's a fact. Number one. He's not even playing. Not basketball player.
Okay, let me ask you
Athlete.
this. Do you think he's more relevant than LeBron
Absolutely.
right now?
Absolutely. Motherfuckers getting busted in their heads over Jordans right now. A new Jordan release comes out every weekend.
And who's wearing the Jordans though?
Everybody.
No, kids are wearing them. But here's it's
Body.
different. It's
But no, I'm not saying.
Let me tell you
but
why it's
I'm
different.
saying he's also franchised it where top athletes wear Jordans.
The athletes in the game wear Jordan
Jordan.
brands.
But
Carmelo, Chris Paul.
Here's the difference. He is feeding the machine. Jordan has sneakers that are coming out every week. Jordan is an owner, so you see him every single week. Jordan is
Do
still
you think
in
that
the
people
game.
still
That's the
look
difference.
at Jordans, the sneakers, as Jordan?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, we do. They
connect-
don't.
Yes,
kids,
they do.
Kids don't because they never
Kids
saw
don't
Jordan play.
because they just
It don't matter.
it's a
But
brand.
We never
almost.
wore J's because of Mike. I wore them because of Mike, but I wore them because they was dope.
I wore them because of Mike.
No,
Nah, not me. I wore them because they was dope.
I wore
I
they
wore
was
them because
dope.
we were Mike. That's
Listen,
some hype beast shit.
how
right
you know
there, dog.
you don't wear them because of Mike? Because you never would play basketball in them.
How much you want to bet? I never played
did,
basketball.
But I'm gonna tell you what I did play basketball
Definitely
in.
played basketball in.
Because they were sold like
Chucks.
this. No, them fucking D Browns.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Because I'm like,
yeah.
oh shit, I can pump up and dunk.
Yeah.
Nigga, you ain't wearing sneakers. I was never wearing
I
sneakers. to
played
play
ball.
in.
I had the North Carolina Blue 11s, and I played ball in them as a kid. And I remember I had long hair. People used to think I was a girl because they were that powder blue.
Listen,
And I remember I played ball in Jordans. Hold on, I love Jordan.
What wore
and Hayden.
Jordans?
Who?
Roy Jones wore Jordans.
Roy wore Jordans.
Roy was. I think he was signed to Jordan.
Yeah,
Brand
he
or some
was.
shit
He was.
at one
I
point.
had
Roy-
Roy.
his
I had
Jo- he had
Roy's
Jordan boxing
I had
shoes.
Roy's boxing shoes when I boxed.
Yeah.
Listen, today to
That's
this
the
day.
effect of Jordan. I played a different sport, and I was like, I still want to fuck with Jordan.
To this day, I get mad when I see somebody come in the gym working out in Jordans. I'm like, how the fuck you fucking up the J squatting, my nigga? Like, that shit bothers me to this day. Like, see, stuff like that to me, that's beyond
It's
relevance.
sacrilegious to do some
I
stuff.
mean, it
like-
is, but stuff like that is beyond relevance to me. That's like cultural landmarks. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want that. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Yeah.
I don't want.
Yeah, you want to be an
hot.
icon.
Yeah, I don't want to be hot. Hot is. I want to be hot. I want to be.
Hot is
You're only
temporary.
the new hot guy once.
Hot means you get cold. That's what it-
Exactly.
yeah.
But these guys have stayed consistently at a temperature beyond
Sure,
warm
That's
for
what.
years.
That's what it is. When you're hot for a consistent amount of time, you're not hot. That's just your temperature. But you need to feed the machine.
No, I think that's
you need
consistent relevancy.
But that's what being hot is for the consistent amount of time.
But that's
So
why I can't
Terrio's
compare.
hot.
No, man.
Terrio
Terrio was hot.
Now, if Terrio is hot for the next 20 years,
Then-
he's consistently
then he's-
consistently
then he's-
relevant.
He's relevant. Yeah, now you're relevant.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they're going to be talking about Cosby 20 years from now. We're talking about Cosby's old rapes, dog.
Yeah.
That's how good Cosby was.
Bro, no.
Yes.
You would talk about anybody's rapes.
No, we won't.
How much you want to bet?
All right.
Go.
Woody Allen has been a pedophile for years.
They
Nobody
still talk
gives a
about his
shit.
rape.
No,
They
first of
still
all,
talk
you
about
can't
his rapes.
mention Woody Allen without talking about kid fucking. Every time a new movie comes out, it's kid fucker Woody Allen
Okay.
has a new movie
this
coming
time,
out.
it was either this year or last year. The girl came out and said, I think it was his daughter or some shit.
Yeah.
Somebody said Woody used to fuck her. It wasn't the story that was
Not
Bill Cosby shit
fucker,
is.
not fucker. He looked at her naked or somewhere.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't the story that Bill Cosby shit is.
Oh, it was absolutely a huge story.
No, it wasn't. Not
Well, there's a difference between looking at your daughter and raping 16 girls.
young kids is kids.
You know what I
Charlamagne,
mean?
you gonna go like this?
No, that kid shit is kid
You
shit.
literally- I
No,
wish
that
everybody
kid-
could see.
kids
He's
and
pointing
women,
his
you
hands
can't,
up.
you did like
'Cause
this
it's the
like it was
same.
balanced.
Kid-
You can't fit 16
Listen.
rapes in his hand.
You can fit
and
one daughter in that one.
look at a daughter.
Kids and women, you cannot win. Adrian Peterson, Ray Rice, you will get buried.
Sure.
I don't care if it's
Sure.
one child, one woman.
You're right.
You will get buried.
Sure, we're not saying you wouldn't, and he did get buried, but you have to realize these allegations were turned down by his own son, Ronan, who works at CNN, and himself, and extensive research. He even wrote an article for the New York Times, I don't know if you wrote that, or the New Yorker, I forget which it was, denying these claims and talking about how his wife is crazy and his wife has been trying to set this up.
Here's the other part of that.
He's also, real quick, has been cleared. There was extensive research done back in the day about these allegations, and the Connecticut, this was when they were living in Connecticut, the Connecticut police and the FBI was brought in.
How about this, though?
Just real quick,
I don't give a shit for the same reason you said you don't give a shit about Cosby. The girl said it happened. All that shit means nothing because the girl said it happened.
Okay,
that's what you said to me about Cosby.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You'll hear when you play it back.
All right, I'm gonna play it back and I'll listen. Listen.
You
I
did,
said
that's when I kind of like, wait a minute.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, is how I feel about it. And I feel like after 16, if it was just one girl, I'd be like, oh, she's after that money. 16,
but
it's like,
finish with
you
about
might be raping.
Woody, because you was gonna say something about Woody.
My point is about Woody is that we can look back and see these extensive files where the FBI went in, had lie detector tests for everybody, him, the girl, and everything came out negative. And they tested the wife, who he was just divorcing, was absolutely furious, and has a history of trying to fuck him over, right? We can look at all this information and go,
here's the other thing.
Go.
Woody was already dirty.
But he wasn't, dog.
No, what I'm saying, he was
dirty.
He was already dirty when he grew his own pussy.
He didn't grow her, yo.
He raised that chick and then he married her.
That's the problem. Everybody acts like he raised her. He ain't even raised the girl. He never even lived in the house with them. He was fucking her moms. It was never his daughter. It was never his daughter. He was fucking the daughter's moms.
Well, again, public opinion is that he planted and grew his own pussy.
Public opinion is
and
wrong.
then he married her.
I'll be honest, his wife raised the pussy right for him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Say what you said again, because that is the moral of my story.
Public opinion is wrong.
That's it, man. The court of public opinion is fucked up.
Yes.
Now,
Sure.
the court of public opinion is not wrong when it comes to MeUndies. It's unbelievable how putting on a pair of great underwear changes your entire outlook for the day. That is not a joke, okay? You know that feeling of putting on that ratty, old, saggy underwear? I want you to know the feeling of wearing great-fitting, great-looking underwear.
I just want you to know that going from talking about Woody Allen and Bill Cosby to talking about MeUndies is a little crazy.
I'm just saying, man.
What you need to know about MeUndies.com, okay? MeUndies has the most comfortable underwear you have ever tried on. They fit perfectly. They don't ride up on you, and they literally pull moisture away from your skin so you're cool all day long.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's right. I got mine on right now. I'm floating right now. I'm cool.
How easy are they to get out of?
I mean, they're super easy. They just slide right off.
I'm asking for a friend named Bill.
Oh, yeah? Listen, it doesn't matter if they're easy or not because he's going to get them off.
All right?
Exactly. That'd be funny if they just latched on.
It's not like he wrestled you.
They had like a fucking, what is it, chastity belt function on the thing?
He puts you out and just slides them off.
All right, but here's the thing. They also make you look great, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you got to go to MeUndies.com and check out the pics of all the different styles of underwear. And for the ladies, check out those hot-looking boy shorts.
All right, men and women, high-quality materials for your high-quality materials. You understand what I'm saying?
You dig.
The price, I'm glad you asked, a fraction of what typical high-end designers charge. Let me help you out. Go to MeUndies.com/idiots and get 20% off your first order. 20% off your order when you go to MeUndies.com/idiots. And right now, you'll even get free shipping in the U.S. and Canada. Look, I like Power, too, man.
Thank you, fam.
You play, I just thought about it.
Tommy took the guns off of Tommy after
Dante was in Power, the show on 50 show on Stars, and he's also going to be in the next season of The Blacklist. If you guys are watching, this current season.
I did the last 4 episodes, episode 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on Blacklist.
Are you gonna be on Power season 2?
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to call me back. I missed the first episode because I was shooting Blacklist, so. It's a little fake, but it looks like I'm going back.
What exactly is the Blacklist? I've never watched it.
It's like the biggest show in NBC with James Spader. So he's like the world's most wanted man, like into all kinds of espionage and trafficking and all kinds of stuff. And he turns himself in, and then he helps the FBI basically kill off all of his
adversaries,
his enemies and stuff.
Is it high ratings?
Oh,
it's the biggest thing right now.
It's not relevant. I don't know nothing about it, so it's not relevant.
Yeah.
It's
not in your world.
It's not in my world.
Yeah. It's not Love and Hip Hop.
It's
NBC. It's got black in the title. How can you have black in the title and I not know about it?
You're a sellout. That's why.
Fuck, yo.
Just watching these white shows.
Yeah. That was actually confusing me. I was like, Blacklist to Blackish. What the fuck is going on?
But it's on NBC, which is A lot of people don't watch regular TV.
Nah, I'm fucking
No,
with
a
ABC
lot of
right
people watch NBC,
Yeah.
but we aren't watching network shows as
Yeah,
much,
exactly.
and that's why we don't think it's relevant.
Exactly.
But apparently, all he watches is NCIS, CSI.
No, I
and
watch ABC.
Blackish.
I watch a lot of ABC. I watch
Okay.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I watch Blackish. I watch Resurrection. I'm about to get the fuck out of here to go watch Scandal tonight. How to Get
Yeah.
Away with Murder. I watch a lot
Scandal
of ABC.
is a
You
relevant
watch
show.
it? You fucking with Gotham at all or no?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Because I've never been big on DC Comics, so I really don't give a shit. Like, I like
Yeah.
Batman, but I don't
Yeah,
give a
yeah,
shit about the
yeah,
backstory like
yeah.
that. So, a little bit.
Now, before we get out of here, I want you to, promote what you got going on, man.
Okay, so I got the, I'm on the. You can check me out on the
Page Phillip.
second season of Blacklist.
Okay.
First season of Power. Probably more than likely the second season of Power as well. I got a movie coming out called No Beast So Fierce with Bailey Chase and Duncan Dylan Baker. And one of the chicks from CSI, the white chick with the blonde hair, she's in it too.
Got you.
So I got that coming out next year.
The white chick with the blonde hair.
Yeah, the white chick with the blonde hair. Well, the lead chick, yeah. You know what
I
I'm saying?
don't watch that shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm not one of the 20 million people that watch that shit.
And I got the Beige Phillip podcast on Riotcast Network. It's all about how to manage your bitch.
Proper pussy management is what he specializes in.
Man,
ladies and
bitch
I don't know
management.
about that. I just know about love and communication. And,
We'll talk later.
there's important things
We'll
that
talk
keep
off
a
the air.
relationship strong, and so I don't know about PPM at all. You know what I mean?
Dante, I want to thank you for coming, man.
Thanks for calling. It was good meeting you, bro.
Nice meeting you too, man.
Thank you for coming in, man. I
I
appreciate,
appreciate it.
And listen, as always, if you listen to this podcast and you think we're smart and you learn something, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. But if you listen to this podcast and you think we don't know shit and we're all a bunch of idiots,
You're absolutely right as
You're
well.
right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots podcast.
Now that the show's over, don't forget to go to naturebox.com and sign up to get your free sampler box of great tasting, wholesome snacks, all right? Forget the vending machine and start snacking smarter with delicious treats like barbecue kettle kernels, okay? Go to naturebox.com/idiots. That's naturebox.com/idiots.
Thank you for listening, y'all.
Hey.